Welcome back to Improvision Entertainment. My name is Hunterman, and this, behind the voting, is Stellaris. I guess I can turn the voting off. That's the opening title screen area for Stellaris. Now, Carl and I did a bunch of, well, actually, you might have seen on the channel, we did a night of trying to do technical stuff, so I'm going to see if we can figure this out. I am seeing y'all sus as ever. Hello. Alright, so, we're going to create a new game. We are going to be using the Sexarlupian Empire. So, here's the deal, guys. You can create your own, in addition, let me back up one step. In addition to being able to pick all these races that are over here to the left side, you can make your own custom I seem to have made 2 custom races, not sure how that happened. Uh-oh. I made a duplicate. I believe I need to get rid of this one. Okay. In any event, bunch of races. They have a bunch of variables and stuff, and we're going to go over that. Carl, I believe I figured out how to appropriately run the game in... Yeah, I think I figured out how to run the game, but we're testing it. Oh man, Streamlabs is 80% right now. Actually, you guys have got to tell me if the stream starts falling apart. My computer might not be capable of running the game as I have it set, and I may have to restart the stream a few times. If that happens, I will later on YouTube concatenate the everything together. I haven't even done anything yet, and it's already freaking out. I don't know these rusty hypes. But anyway, hi to everybody. Okay, so just to give everybody the rundown, I'm going to go through a lot of things pretty quickly because you're not, if you've never seen this game before, you're not going to get the full breadth of why all of this stuff is important, so it's not going to be doing me any good to, like, dwell on it, basically. I need to put my chat room where I can better see it. What do you have to do again? Okay. Let me... Oh, wait, I can't put that over there. No, actually, I can't make the chat room better so I can better see it. It's kind of unfortunate. Oh, wait, hold on. I can take this window, and I can put it over here. And that will let me see things. Hello, Cody! I'm trying to get my stream set up. Okay, so, as I was just saying to everybody, I'm going to go through everything in this setup pretty quickly because you're not going to get like why a lot of it is relevant just yet. So, for example, I picked the appearance as this mammalian race, which is kind of but not exactly wolfy looking. The species name is actually Sexarlupian. That's Sexarlupians is the plural, and Sexarlupian is the adjective. That just all goes together. This is important so that when you're reading text and everything, the game appropriately displays, like I would do in writing a text adventure, the appropriate pluralization and otherwise for the names. The name lists, there's a bunch of over here onto the left side that are randomly generated. I prefer things that look a little bit more human-like, so I still end up picking human names. We are the ISC as the prefix, like you'd have the USS on Star Trek's, because we are the... Wait, hold on. ISC? SIE. That's not right. C? C. Okay. Alright. There's a bunch of different traits in here, like, for example, being able to get more output from food, being able to get more energy from energy jobs, being able to get more minerals from minerals, you know, the basic stuff that you'd have. There's other things such as being thrifty, which is you get more trade value from doing jobs that create trade, and all sorts of things like that. So what have we got? We have got rapid breeders. The Sexarlupians are a very prosperous race when it comes to each other, and they're very, very communal as a result. But rapid breeders means that they will breed 10% faster, which means the growth on the planet that allows you to get a new pop, pop is how much represents a total number of population. I don't know what the actual number is. Let's just assume that it's... well, mathematically speaking, what would it be? Let's say it's 250,000. Well, I'm sorry, not 250,000. Let's say it's 250 million. So if one pop is 250 million, hypothetically, it's whatever you want it to be, but let's say for our example, it's 250 million. Are you playing a full screen or keep a split screen? Whoops, did I not click the thing? I thought I clicked the thing. Ahem, yes, let me make this where I can see it. Also, this box looks like it's in the way, but it's actually the least in the way I could make it, so my bad. I'm sorry, you're supposed to be able to read this stuff, and I'm going to have to take into account that I might be in the way of what I'm saying. Okay. Again, to Cody, thank you for pointing out that I didn't knock it away from full screen. I make that mistake. So, rapid breeders means that the growth on the planet towards your next population, which is affected by immigration, all these other things, will be 10% faster flat. Communal, on the other hand, is how much of your, how much usage on the planet for population that you take up of your housing. Housing is obviously how many people can be housed on your planet. So because they're communal, they're more likely to live together in larger clumps, so they actually take up less space. However, they are also deviants. This all goes together. It's a whole backstory. Sexarlupians are a race I have created. So, the governing ethics attraction. Again, I'm dropping a whole bunch of stuff on you. I want you to not be intimidated by all the things I am saying, because they'll come up slowly over time. But I want you to have some kind of, like, keep these words in the back of your head thing, even if you don't hold on to them for, like, what they mean. So what governing ethics attraction is in the game, you'll end up getting factions, like we have in all the countries of the world. So what will end up happening is, even though you all get to space at the same time on the same planet, eventually you'll start to have deviations in what it is that people believe. We'll get to the beliefs in just a second. But the idea being that because my race are deviants, they are more likely to believe different things than what the majority believes. So governing ethics attraction just means that. It just means that there are more of them who are more likely to think differently. I don't really consider that a bad thing. It's one of the things it's bad for trying to govern, but the main reason it's bad in the grand scheme of things as a negative is because over the long span of the game, the further out your culture gets, the wider you play. The further you are from your home base of operations, your home planet, the more likely the governing ethics of your faraway colonies are to deviate from what it is in your core home planet, where your base of, like, your cultural base of power is. So having deviant on my race means that there is a 15% more probability likelihood that those that are further away, those that would deviate, are likely to deviate. Okay. Having said that, we're also charismatic. We're very good at the schmoozing. We're very good at the talking. So, improve, like, amenities, which is like basically your entertainment value and stuff that you have on your planets, and you're talking with other cultures, is 20% better. So, this also comes into diplomacy when you're conferring with other races, but it just means that your race is very entertaining. Okay, and finally, lastly, non-adaptive. This one is actually the meanest negative I have, I believe. Okay? The habitability of your home world is 100%, because you grew up there and you're going to have a habitability of 100%, obviously. The habitability of any world that resembles your world, in this case, a tundra-like world as you see over here, is going to be, I believe, tops out at 95%, maybe 90%, but let's say 90%. It's one of those two numbers I don't remember. But it's really good. If you can find more tundra worlds for this particular race, that's going to be a good start for them. However, here, let me just flick to it really quick. Home world. Name and class. So, your home planet, you have a high adaptability, obviously, for anything that is, in this case, a tundra world. Your other two choices here are going to be an alpine world and an arctic world, which are basically, they go from the top of the list, like the amount of, I think it's the amount of water and dryness, so I think this is plant life. So alpine world has good plant life, tundra world is, I don't remember but the point is, in the column, the other two planets in the same column have a decent habitability. Habitability is just an overall percentage of how comfortable your race is on any one planet. Again, don't be intimidated. There's a lot of stuff that's going to be variables and math and yada yada in the game, but like, it all makes sense. There's just a lot of shit. Don't worry about it. But the other 2 planets that are in your column of 3 will have decent habitability, but not as good habitability. And then the other 6 planets will have poor habitability. And these don't include places like Relic Worlds, Gaian Worlds, and Tomb Worlds. Relic Worlds and Gaian Worlds have 100% habitability. Gaian Worlds because they're so beautiful and awesome, like a Genesis planet. And Relic Worlds because they are on the layers of old, lost technology, yada yada, and so they basically function, even though they're covered in what is essentially old tech. That old tech has contributed to a massive habitability boost, so they're also 100%. But places like Tomb Worlds are 20% habitability or worse. So anyway, all of these habitability numbers, back to my traits, means that my race is 10% less, gets 10% less habitability in any place that isn't their home world or like a Gaian world. And in the grand scheme of things, that math is super important because, like I said, this is like the biggest negative I have. So what that means is I really need optimal situations for my starting race to be able to inhabit planets and be comfortable there, because the less comfortable they are, the more unrest there is, and the more unrest, the more likely you are to get crime, and on and on and on. Okay, so I just went over the home world stuff. City appearance, this is just the background thing that you see over here. I like to pick Reptilian because it's got a very square look to it, but these are all the other ones that I could have chosen. We're going to be picking a non-default origin. So, your default origin is Prosperous Unification. A stable planetary unification has allowed this civilization to grow and prosper. This is your default, generic, everybody grew up and everything is fine starting position. We are going to be picking something that's a little bit closer to Mass Effect, which is to say, I like doing Galactic Doorstep. Feels good for these guys. So this civilization has a dormant gateway in their home system with potential technological benefits or a looming menace. It'll just depend. So you start with a dormant gateway in your home system. Now, you'll be seeing it in a few minutes, but the overworld, the galactic map is a big weave, a big connection of a whole bunch of hyperlanes. Anybody who tuned in to see the game immediately, that's not happening. I'm giving the rundown because I have not sat down and done this on stream, and I want to make sure everybody is here with me. So, a whole bunch of hyperlanes connecting together that... This is really intelligent design that came about in 2.2 patch for anybody who hasn't played in a while. So everybody has hyperlanes to start with. Cody says, I'm just glad I caught this bit. Good. I'm glad you're here. Hey, you could have watched it later. I wanted to make sure that you're on the same page. So basically a big interconnected bunch of wires that all go together. So like you're looking at one of those world maps on any RPG that isn't like a flying ship scenario, but has like the dots that you connect to the next thing, like in Final Fantasy Tactics and stuff like that. That's basically FTL. But what it does is it allows much more interesting gameplay, including bottlenecking. Yes, Cody. To my understanding, because I've only seen the Stargate movie, but my understanding it works more like how Stargate. The truth is, Gateway, in this case, is probably actually more like Stargate, but I'm getting to that. See, when the game launched, not to super confuse everything, there were 3 travel types. There was wormhole travel, there was warp travel, and there was hyperlane travel. Warp travel is your basic Star Trek type stuff, where you could just fly from one sector to the next, and it was decently fast, and you went out like you would normally do. Hyperlanes is like I just described, and wormhole travel meant that you could... set up a wormhole one place, or maybe it was gateway travel. Anyway, you set up gateway here, you have a gateway somewhere else, and you can connect. I think it's and then you'll be able to jump between one or the other. Now everybody from the start defaults to hyperlanes, and it makes the strategy much better because, like I said, you'll end up having bottlenecks, places where there's only one connection between this part of the map and the next part of the map. Now, having said that, there are other modes of travel. Gateways, which my race is going to start with a dormant gateway in their home system, which is good and terrible at the same time. What a gateway does is any place that you have control over a gateway can jump to any other place that has control over a gateway. That's awesome. And then the last mode of travel is that we have in the game. Okay, then there are special L gates, which are special gateways made by an ancient race that only connect to other L gates. They're both types of gateways, but they don't connect to each other. They only connect to all the ones that are the same. So all the L gates connect together, and all the generic gateways connect to all the other ones. Now there's wormhole travel, which is point to point. There's a place on the map, there's another place on the map, and those two places connect. This is also important for strategy because they basically make a single jump between two locations that aren't next to each other physically on the map. Exclusive type gateways, right. So, me starting Galactic Doorstep Origin just means that there is a dormant, non-completely functioning gateway in my home system. Now, the reason this is important is because all of your trade and everything goes back to your home system. So you want to make sure you always have clean lines that get from all of your star bases that are collecting all of your materials all the way back to your home system. And once they've gotten back to your home system, you get, trade value and you get to use it in your economy. But having a gateway on the doorstep means that any other place you have control over a gateway has one jump to get home. But you might be thinking that the terrible part of that is, if other people go to war with you and invade your territory and get control of your gateway, or get control of the ability to jump between gateway, they will also be one jump away from your home system. And while you don't lose the game from losing your home system, you do lose the game from losing all of your systems, and obviously losing your home system is really bad regardless of whether it's your last system or not. So, that's why a gateway is, in the start of the game, can be pretty dangerous, but as you gain control over the galaxy, is cool because lots of places will have one jump home, including backup fleets if you start getting attacked. So, there's a bunch of other origins over here. I will give the chat a moment while I take a sip of Pepsi to ask me if they see any of these other potential starting things they would like me to talk about. I will, at some point in the future, I will probably have a stream where if I want to play Stellaris again, I'll work with you guys on stream to build a new race. I think that would be pretty cool. And they will involve all of these different origins that you could see here. My personal favorite, I'll go ahead and say another one while you guys are asking. My personal favorite that I want to get the hang of. Oh, could you do a brief rundown of Scion and Tree of Life? They seem curious to me. Sure. Cody asks, so if you are a Scion, a Fallen Empire. Pause. Let me explain Fallen Empires. So, Fallen Empires on the game world map are empires that exist in the galactic map that have been up into the stars long before you. They got super powerful, they did everything they could, they reached out and they did all this other stuff, and then they kind of fell out of step. They didn't feel like doing anything more. They kind of set and did into entropy. Most of Fallen Empires have a couple of star systems under their control, a couple of systems, 7 or 8 star systems, but they commonly have 3 to 6 fleets that are 100k power each fleet that's sitting on their planets. They're really powerful old race, but they don't mess with anything. So, jumping one step ahead while I'm answering this particular question. There are governing ethics that you have over here, and they go balancing against each other. So obviously authoritarian is against egalitarian, spiritual is against materialist, xenophile is against xenophobe, and pacifist is against materialist. Every one of these fallen empires takes up just the extreme, which is uncommon, just the extreme and none other of any of these other qualifications. So they might be super militarist, they might be super spiritualist, they might be super xenophile, they might be super egalitarian, super xenophobe, what have you. Now, so they don't really interact on the galactic map, they don't really go out and do things, but they do their own thing a lot. As one of the examples I gave to Carl last night, if you have a super fanatical xenophile race, if you try and inhabit worlds that are within 2 or 3 jumps of just where their empire is, not even touching their empire, just within jumps of their empire, if you try and claim a system, they will declare war on you, they will go over there, they will smite your system, they will say no, they will possibly take a few more, end the war and say don't get near us again. And then they will just end the war and then they'll just go back to what they were doing. That's how a Fallen Empire does. So a Scion, to answer Cody's original question, a Fallen Empire has meddled in the development of this civilization for thousands of years, guiding them onto a path of their choosing. So that means that a fallen empire will exist in your game world, even if you have them turned off, that is influencing, trying to do stuff to your race. And that might depend. I don't think when you pick the origin you get to pick your fallen empire. So you might be like at odds with them. You might not, like, they might be xenophobe and you're xenophile, but then at that point why would they be interacting with you? I don't know. I haven't really started Scion, but it is also cool. You can't have a Gestalt consciousness and you can't have a phonetic xenophobe ethic. So you have to have some kind of interaction with other races. Gestalt consciousness basically is a hive mind scenario. And fanatic xenophobe is what I was describing, which is you are fanatically against ever interacting with other races. Yes, a Gestalt consciousness would be the Borg, but it would also be any of those biological hive minds where everybody is together and thinking on one thought. It's one of those. Now, let me see. The other one you asked about was Tree of Life. Okay, Tree of Life. This hive evolved into a symbiotic relationship with a vast tree. The tree grants them many benefits, but its loss would cripple them. Effects. Our hive, so you're a hive mind. Keep in mind you have to have hive mind authority, and you can't be a devouring swarm. We'll get to devouring swarm, but you have to be a hive mind authority, so this is exclusive to being a hive mind. Our hive gains many bonuses from living on a planet with a tree of life present, or penalties if it's absent. Colony ships are more expensive, but will provide new planets with their own saplings. So basically, you have a building on your planet that's a Tree of Life. You get a bunch of bonuses from having the Tree of Life. Obviously, your home planet starts with it. And then that Tree of Life will make saplings, which are your colony ships. You shoot your colony ships at another planet. It plants the seed there. You get the beginnings of a new Tree of Life, and then you can have like good connections to that planet. I don't remember if that's every planet you can do that way, or if it's like a set number like the first 6, but I haven't played as it yet. There's a lot of stuff in Stellaris I haven't played at, because Stellaris has a lot of stuff. So many things, especially because I have all the expansions. But that's how that do. And to go through it really quick, again, guys, if you see me or the stream or anything like getting choppy, let me know, because I'm trying to keep an eye on how much CPU is being used, and I'm not certain the game and the Streamlabs will effectively stream both simultaneously. So keep me posted if I get choppy. Okay, my one that I have tried twice or 3 times and succeeded on once is Doomsday. This came with the Apocalypse DLC. Doomsday. This civilization's homeworld is highly unstable, and it is only a matter of time before it explodes. Their only hope is to seek refuge somewhere else before it's too late. First of all, effects. Warning. Challenging origin. Ya boy, it is totally challenging. So instead of focusing on the early game, you are focusing on survival. So your homeworld will explode in 35 to 45 years after the game starts. You are on a doomed planet. Valuable resources from the doomed planet's mantle boost production on the surface, which means, like, as the planet breaks up, it actually makes it easier to get to your materials, so it can get easier to get away from the planet the longer it takes for it to explode, because it's breaking up and getting to all your materials, but it's lowering the habitability, it's making life shit, and there's no guarantee in this start that you'll have habitable worlds available nearby, even if you have them on. So as I was playing with Carl the other night, one of the things that when we got to the end of the run where I was telling him, like, we were having kind of a troubled start, but you know, you always have a troubled start when you first play the game. So to Cody, don't get discouraged. You will have a troubled start when you start the game. It's okay. Maybe watching this will make it a little bit better, but it's always tough the first couple of times. But by the time we got into the end of the sitting, it was like year 38 or something like that. So by that time, I should have already been off planet. And we had done so much, and we had gone into the galaxy, and we've met each other, and all this other stuff. So, Doomsday, basically, a couple of things at one time. One, it's really challenging, because what you have to do is you have to quickly run out to other planets, explore until you can survey a world, hope that you have the influence to pick it up, get some colony ship, land on it. The only time I succeeded, I managed to do it to 2 different places, and both of those places had, like, story events on them that completely, like, ripped into my Achilles heel, like just ripped into me really hard, but I still managed to survive and hobble along. But that's the trick, is that it's cool, it's interesting, it's different, it's challenging, but 35 to 45 years is nothing to sneeze at in this game, and it basically means that you don't get to start playing for 50 years. So it's really harsh, but I love it. Okay, unless anybody else has any other question, I'm going to move on. I'll give you guys a second. I'm going to go back and pick my origin. Galactic Doorstep. Oh, and as a reminder to both Carl and Cody... Oh, wait, hold on. I think Carl and I determined this no longer happens. But over here to the side, you can see all these different DLCs I have installed. What used to happen is when when you would host a game, everybody who joined your game would have access to all of your DLC options. That doesn't seem to be the case anymore. I could be wrong. Cody asked if I've done Galactic Doorstep before. I have. But to be clear, Cody, as much as I want to do other stuff, and I do, I also want to play a game I might be able to succeed at while trying to explain to you, Carl, and anybody else who's watching how you do. And so I don't want to be second-guessing trying to figure out how I need to handle certain other situations based on my different origins. I actually am purposely picking something that I know how to play. This is a race that I play 85% of my games with because I just feel the most comfortable with this gameplay style. So, yes, I have done it before. Oh, you get to pick your advisor voice. I picked the Xenophile voice.
Whoa! Space! Just think about it!
And I love her, and she's beautiful. Let me know if you're having trouble hearing the game at all. I've already gone over the Empire name. The adjective for the Sexarlupian Interstellar Empire is Sexarian. I've obviously picked the flag. You have a bunch of choices. Different icons. Different colors. Cody asks, game sounds are fine. Cool. Okay, that's not an ask, Hunterman, but still. What did I have? Ornate? Yeah, ornate. Click. I'm always back and forth on what I want my ship to look like. But I think I've defaulted to mammalian this time. And ruler. Defaulting to female ruler. Title is female. You get to pick your color variants of your race. You get to pick your clothes type. If you're other races, you get to pick your hairstyle and your phenotype. Phenotype would be basically the different cultural looks of humans. DLCs give you a bunch of background pictures. Since this is based upon a character of mine who specializes in otherwise magic stuff and potions and everything, I pick the background that has the pots and the different vials and stuff in the background. This one. Okay, I'm going to click save. Before I move on past the race, does anybody have questions really quick? Let me see. I think you've been asking questions along the way, so we're probably good. Whew. Alright. I can always come back if you have questions. Alright. We are going to attempt to do most of the setup I have right now and hope that the game holds together for stream while I'm doing it. Again, let me know if things do not... So this is my setup. This is not normal setup. It might be intelligent for me to play the game at default settings, but I'm going to just try and tell you when things are different. So we're starting at a medium star system, and we're going to do spiral 4 arms, because that's the way the Milky Way galaxy is, so that's the one that I prefer. We're going to have maximum AI empires for this size, which is 18. I am going to start with 2 advanced starts. Advanced starts are races that have a benefit to their starting amount, which is like they start with like 3 planets, they start with a couple of technologies, they're a little bit better off than anybody else in their starting position. There are 2 of them. Somewhere down in this list there's an option for, do you want advanced AI neighbors? I have that checked off. So wherever they are, they shouldn't be next to me. Doesn't mean they won't be next to me, like space-wise, but they shouldn't be next to me. Fallen Empires, as described earlier, there will be 2 on the map. Marauder Empires, I don't know if I want two. Let's have one Marauder Empire. Tech tradition costs, this is how quickly they cycle through and come up. I personally find that 1x is too fast, and anything faster than 0.75 is too fast. So this is basically the percentage, a percentage marker on how fast or slow technology comes up. So we're basically 75% speed is a 25% increase in the base speed for technology. Habitable worlds, I'm putting this at 2x just because it felt like it was too low when Carl and I were playing the other night at 1. Primitive cultures, I am a xenophile. I want to meet more and more races even if they're less than me, so I have put that to the absolute maximum. Crisis strength. Crisis is the end game. Okay? I have put over 900 hours into Stellaris, it turns out, and I've won the end game twice. And I think both of those times I won at 0.25. So I'm not a great Stellaris player, which is part of the reason I want to play with other people, because I want to have fun. Because I love this game anyway, regardless of being bad at it. I want to be super clear. I assume I'm bad at it because I can't beat the endgame event. Because I see plenty of people who have no trouble beating the endgame event. I just don't have the longest term experience on what tech I need to be at the end of the game to just be super prepared. Basically, the 2 times I've won, I've been in a position of power so that I could severely over-prepare, and even then, some of it was close. But I don't want to turn it off, because that wouldn't be the full Stellaris experience, and you know what? I have enough experience that I think I could do it. So we're going to see. I have bumped up the endgame start from 2400 to 2500. That will give me more time to prepare, and we'll see how it goes. I've turned off the victory year, which is the point at which the game just ends because you've been playing too long. So anybody who's watching this later on YouTube, you can look forward to this going on until it's done, basically. Difficulty is Ensign. Like in Civilization games, Ensign is basically whatever the base difficulty is, because I hate games that give bad guys more hit points or more damage from their weapons or whatever as a means of difficulty, and that's what this game does. In the Civ games and in this game, other empires will get like percentage bonuses or maybe even like an extra starting world or something like that benefits when you set it on higher difficulty, and screw all that. I want games that give me more challenge for my buck and not just be harder. So I have it on Ensign difficulty. That's, again, my skill level at the game tells me that because I can't beat the end game events, I shouldn't even bump up the difficulty anyway. Difficulty scaling is, I believe the longer the game goes on, the harder it gets. Obviously, I have that off. AI aggressiveness is set to normal, which is, you know, how much they're likely to like declare war and stuff like that. Empire placement, I am setting completely random. Setting it completely random means that I may be neighbored by a bunch of races, or I might not. It might mean I'm out in the middle of nowhere for a while and I can claim a whole bunch of territory, and I'm okay with this. Random is fine. Hyperlane density, or I'm sorry, advanced neighbors, like I said, is off. Hyperlane density, as I described earlier, is just how many connections there are and to different locations, how many clusters of connections there are between hyperlane bottlenecks. I leave this at default, as do I abandoned gateways. Abandoned gateways are what they sound like. Gateways, as I said, were places where if you have control of one gateway, you can jump to another place that has another gateway. Abandoned gateways are partially created gateways or gateways that are damaged that you have to repair yourself with the technology that you would have to research. And once you fix that gateway, it becomes an active working gateway. So basically, when you're making most mega structures in the game world, you have stages that you have to do. Gateways have 2 stages: setting up the construct and then filling it in. Abandoned gateways have basically that first section done. So if you have the technology to make or finish gateways, repair megastructures, then you only have to do that second stage. Cody asks, do you have to visit a place with a gateway before you can travel to it via gateway, or is it that once you have a gateway you can go to any other gateway? That's a good question. I don't remember. I think gateways you have to know where it comes out to go through it. because you have to, I think you have to control both sides of a gateway to utilize it. The other alternative is that if you are in an alliance with another race and they have a gateway, then technically you can go through their territory. So I believe that every gateway that you are not forbidden from connecting to, or that has been found, that you can go to. So whether it's your race or an allied race, if you have access to both sides of the gateway, you can go through it. Relatedly, wormhole pairs, like I said, there are places on the map where that from here to there, one point to another, basically make another 2D connection where places on the galactic map do not immediately connect. I like having a little bit more of these in the universe, but not many more. So I bumped this up to 1.25 from 1. Here's an important one. You can do guaranteed habitable worlds, which basically means within like 3 jumps of you, I think, that there will be worlds that are like your world that you can inhabit. This applies to every race across the game, and every culture across the game will have this as an option. And I am so used to having ungood worlds that I just got to the point where I was just like, habitable worlds are only benefiting the computer. So what I did was, I've turned habitable worlds off, which means the 1 to 2 planets you can guarantee yourself as a decent place to set up shop, not that far away from your home planet, don't exist in this mode. And 2 last things. Caravanners are moving troops of salesmen that try and sell you stuff. Sometimes it's good stuff, sometimes it's not good stuff, sometimes it's people. Sometimes it'll be like, hey, we can give you a scientist or something for this amount of money. Xenocompatibility is on-off because there is a Ascension perk which allows you to basically breed and make crossbreeds with other races in the galaxy. And as you can imagine, that can really end up hitting your like CPU hard with all the different variations and stuff. And it is really hard to scroll through, and I hope they come up with a better system for it. I think this is an in-between step. They gave the ability for you to turn that off. But I am playing a xenophile race that wants to go off and prosper throughout the galaxy, and especially prosper with other races. So I'm leaving it on. And then, of course, Iron Man mode, because I basically never reload saves anyway, and if I turn Iron Man off, then this game is no longer eligible for achievements. And I like achievements. You also are no longer eligible for achievements if you install mods that change the game. Alright guys, we are like 40 minutes in, and I am now hitting play. Watching that CPU tick up. Looks like we're doing okay. Once again, if anything falls apart on the stream, let me know, and I'll see if there's anything I can do about it. So this is your starting page. It shows off your ethics. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to go over civics. My society is a free haven. This society has a well-earned reputation as a free haven. The tired, the poor, the huddled masses yearn to be free. All are welcome here regardless of their species or origins. So that means I get 15% population growth from immigration, and I have an immigration pull of 50%. It also means I'm way more likely, if a war breaks out somewhere nearby, and there are refugees that have to leave those wars, they will come here. Cody says stream is freezing on me now. Fuck. Laggy again. Fuck. Okay. Can you guys hear me okay? You're not responding. I assume you're having trouble hearing me. It says I've only dropped 6% of frames. What does my preview thing look like? I mean, everything looks okay. Fuck. They're not talking to me. Alright. Exit to main menu. Let me see if that catches everything back up. I need this to catch back up. GPU started getting hit hard. Oh man, this is bad. Let me see here. Let's turn bloom quality off. Didn't say I need to restart for that. I'm waiting for the stream to catch up, anybody who's wondering, because I don't see it on my screen as, like, being there. Oh man, come on, it crapped out on me entirely. 99% of frames over the last 2 minutes. That's cute. Stop doing it. Alright, I'm gonna quit the game. I don't know how this is doing. Streamlabs started freaking out. Then would choke entirely to the point of being frozen for a solid 10 to 15 seconds for me multiple times. I don't know what constitutes live audio or video yet, but I feel like I'm watching the past. Alright, I don't see myself moving yet. Just saw it get to main. Okay, but can you hear me? Streamlabs is freaking out. Streamlabs is not handling this well at all. Crap. I wish there was a way to refresh the connection while... Oh my god. And it immediately fell apart when I hit play. Okay, guys. It doesn't look like Streamlabs is recovering. Can you see me live yet? Did Streamlabs stop freaking out? It still says it's using none. Alright, to people watching on YouTube, shit crashed. I think I know what's happening, but I am not going to pretend to definitely know what happened. So, not for a few minutes until we do some testing. So here's what's going to happen. Hopefully I'm going to be pretty well lit from having this. I wonder if I should turn off this preview thing also. Alright, I look like I'm pretty well lit. Here's the problem, guys. Oh god. Well, that sounded bad, but I don't see what fell. Alright. I'm gonna be looking... Oh, am I looking the... I am looking the other direction. Whatever. Alright. Okay, here's the deal. Here's the dealio. I have had to put the game into windowed mode. And I have had to drop it to 1280 by 720. And I think the reason I have to do that is because I think, and let me know if it's falling apart. Again, let me know if it's falling apart. I believe what's happening is that OBS is freaking out trying to resize the much higher resolution game while I'm trying to play it on the screen. So regardless of me playing it in windowed 4K on a 5K screen, and that being perfectly fine for the computer, I think the OBS trying to knock it down to 1080 resolution freaking the hell out. The other problem is, even though Stellaris should have the option, it's not working like it's supposed to. For me to be able to full screen borderless on my second monitor, which is 1080. So if I make it 1080 windowed, parts of the screen are cut off to me and I can't see it. So what you're looking at over here is windowed 1280 by 720, which OBS should have no problem scaling up as opposed to scaling down. I'm looking at the CPU usage though, and yeah, OBS is at like 80% GPU, whereas before it was at like 99.9 solid. So, I don't know what that was that fell over, but I'm sure I'll find out later. So that means that a lot of the... So I'm going to be looking this direction, so I'm not going to be looking directly at the camera a lot. That's unfortunate setup. Hopefully you guys can still hear me okay with this microphone over to the side. But I'm now looking at the other screen, because otherwise, I believe the technical term for trying to play a 720 resolution thing off of my 5K monitor is that it appears E90. I believe E90 is the technical term. It's very, very small. It's super tiny. So, having said that, I didn't want you guys to miss the opening text stuff, which got auto-saved after, so I'm technically going to be making a new start. I don't know why there's like this weird bordery thing going on around this menu screen, but whatever. I've got a version of the chat room over here to the side. If you do highlights or custom emotes, I might not see them in this setup, but everybody else will. I mean, it'll still show up right on stream. Let me know if I've got my visuals sounding or looking incorrectly. So we're going to do new game. We're going to select the race that I just started. All the settings should be saved from where they were a second ago. Don't break the... Alright, you are audible working as intended. Wow, that was a lot of things that popped up at once. I don't know if I have a delay. Oh my god, my mouse is so giant on this screen right now. Oh man. The thing I hate the most, honestly, is that this window on the screen has a window title bar that's 3/4 of an inch thick. And I don't know why. The broadcast doesn't seem delayed, not sure if it's delayed from us to you. We will know in a second when I hit play. Okay, play. Another thing I might need to do is I might need to actually tune down how many planets are in this system. Okay. Let me know if the resolution is screwed up. I mean, obviously, it will look worse quality to you guys, like resolution-wise, because it's going to be 720 on a 1080 stream. Oh my god, that's actually kind of hard to read. Oh, I was describing the civics when everything fell apart. So, because I'm a free haven, this society has a well-earned reputation as a free haven. The tired, the poor, the huddled masses yearning to be free, all are welcome here regardless of their species of origin. So this means that the effects are that my population growth from immigration, because you have population growth from different things, is 15% more, and my immigration pull is 50%, which means I'm more likely, 50% more likely, to get immigration from other cultures. And also, it also means I'm more likely to get refugees if war breaks out between nearby nations and they need a safe place to go. I'm likely to get refugees, and I'm okay with that. Second thing is meritocracy I picked. An individual's social status or personal connection should have no bearing on their profession. The sole basis for advancement in society is demonstrated ability and talent. So it's a little bit Star Trek in that regard. What this does is this increases my level leader level cap by 1. And it makes it so that my specialist pops, that's anything that aren't doing the basic jobs, their output goes up by 10%. So as I try to seamlessly fall back into like describing how the game plays, basically all of your leaders have a set level cap, and having a higher level cap means that they can get more levels, obviously, and more levels means that they have a higher percentage of putting their experience towards whatever it is that they're doing. So, I think those were the things I didn't say from the opening spiel. I hope this doesn't look weird when I'm concatenating it together later for YouTube, but in any event, I will have to change this in a second. So we're on the galactic doorstep. The mysterious construct in our solar system, the doorway we were talking about before, was discovered a few hundred years ago. Due to its dark metallic properties, the artifact was named the Black Crown, and its majestic presence had a profound effect on our society. It united our people in both spirit and pursuit. Spaceflight became the highest priority of our scientific community, and an eager quest for this technology brought with it a series of other beneficial discoveries. The Black Crown turned out to be dormant, but we learned an important lesson. It is not the destination that matters, it's the journey, and now, thanks to the beckoning of the Black Crown, our species has the means by which we can visit the stars. Now, if I hit begin on that, the game should begin. However, I am actually finding this difficult to read, and you can't change the UI scaling from while the game is running. So I'm going to briefly quit the game and come back in, and I apologize. Give me just a second. I'm going to restart the game, and we should start right there at the autosave. I might have to put it to 1x, but that seems overkill for something that's this size. But it was a little difficult to read, and I don't want to be squinting at the screen, so 9x should be okay. Let me double check my settings to make sure nothing is going screwy. Okay, looks okay. Oh, I should clarify, I am running with one mod. It is called Tiny Outlier, and what you would see over to the right side of the screen, and Carl, if he's still there, the right side of the screen that has the planet listings, eventually that list becomes so big that it takes forever to scroll through, and all Tiny Outlier does is make it so that the displays are much more narrow. It doesn't change how the game plays, it doesn't otherwise alter anything else about the game. Okay, I can find that a little bit better to read. So we're going to load this, which should be exactly where we were a second ago. And then I go back to here, and we should be good. Okay. So, when the game starts... yeah, I can basically read that. When the game starts, you have to pick your first starting technologies represented by physics, society, and engineering research. Like I said, there are benefits you can pick for your race to be able to pick either of those. This column over to the left side has a bunch of your information that you can get to, including the technologies, so you can click right there to get to them. So let's see what our choices are. You get randomly generated, I believe, 3 choices to pick from for each of your starting researches. So I have Global Energy Management, which unlocks the edict capacity subsidies, which means that you can turn, I believe, Unity to making more energy. Yeah, increases the upkeep of technicians, but technicians output more. And Energy Grid, which will give you technician jobs and will increase energy. I'll get into all this stuff. But what I'm looking at right now, the energy actually seems like the best one. 109 months based on my current research speed. I have to get 2250 points, and you get that by each month you getting a tick of however much you have in this case, physics research, which you can see up here is plus 19%. Let me know if you guys are having trouble reading these fonts. Oh, hey, this person is Expertise New Worlds. Cool. So this is a flat increase to society research from researchers. Hydroponics farm and hydroponics bay, which means I could make farms. But I'm going to go for planetary unity. Every month we'll get another unity, which right now we have 13, and it'll unlock the future capacity for having additional edicts. This is important. When you see this little icon here for administrative path, what it means is this particular technology is keeping you from other technologies. I don't know why I'm acting like the camera's right there when it's over there. So basically, there's a whole bunch of technology that's in the pool for you to be able to get to, but there's certain technologies that aren't until you've researched other technologies. So this is one of those. Getting the planetary unification tech will mean that other techs will show up in the pool after it. And finally, for engineering research, we can get basic strike craft and hangar bay. Oh man, we got a choice between armor and guns. What do you think, chat? We should definitely be arming ourselves. So strike craft are really good for a specific purpose later. But right now, we should be making sure that we're kind of strong, at least as how I've played the game, because you want to make sure that you're somewhat intimidating to your neighbors, even if you don't plan on going to war with them, because if you seem really weak, they'll just run over you. I think probably guns? Yeah, Cody's saying offense. So let's go with that. These are traits that are specific to your leaders. So we've got resilient here on our physicists. It just means that they have a plus 25 years to their lifespan. Research expertise new worlds over here on our society scientists means that whenever you're doing a research that has this flag next to it for new worlds, that they have a flat 25% benefit to the increase in research speed. And then maniacal, which is just a flat research bonus period. So based on these correlations, we don't have a scientist aligned. Like, it's good to have a society and a society, I believe, but it doesn't give you a benefit unless this icon matches this icon, which in this case none of these do. So this is a field manipulation research in physics, this is a statecraft research in society, and this is a propulsion research in engineering. Having said that, we get the 5% bonus because this is a flat 5% bonus in research speed on this trait. So while these other two are just getting 7%, this one's getting the 5% from maniacal. Okay. So another starting pro tip: when you start the game, you have generally a energy and a mineral place you can mine. Set up a mining facility very simply in the sector map, and a research. I don't see my research immediately. Hold on. Oh, there it is. I've got an engineering research right there. You can basically pick this how you want. I tend to lean on the ones that are more than 2 points because I believe any one. You take your construction ship, you right click, you have the option for building a mining station. And building a mining station's monthly upkeep, after you put the cost of 100 minerals to do it, is 1 energy. So that means if you build a station to get yourself 2 energy, you're getting 1 energy because it costs 1 energy to upkeep. So obviously anything higher than 1 would be your priority. And getting minerals is really good for lots of your starting stuff. Why is that only 75 as opposed to 100? Space miner? Space miner? Wait, why is that wait, hold on. I did something. I've got a racial trait that I have neglected that is giving me a 25% discount. And I can't recall what it is. But that's fine. So this is 75 as opposed to 100. We'll go do that. We are still paused for anybody who's wondering. And then you want to take your science vessel and you want to go look out at your galactic map. And oh geez, I am against the galactic core. Oh, what the hell? This is terrible. Oh my god, this is actually pretty bad. I have one way in. Oh god. Oh god. Oh, that's traumatic. That is very bad. So here are your hyperlanes. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4 jumps ahead and then where the next jump is going to go. So I am at the end of some chain that goes up where to this connection. I need to get up to this junction point as quickly as possible. So my path is set on this science vessel. What you want to do... Okay, to claim territory, as you can see, we have this home sector. This is so weird. We have this home sector over here. And every place that you have a basic starbase and outpost in is claimed as your territory. So that's your territory. So we have this one starting location as our starting territory. We want to fully survey this system and then send a construction ship over there to claim with an outpost that system. And then because we don't want to be screwed over later, we're going to do it. These systems, I'm holding shift, right clicking and telling it to go to the next one, to survey systems all the way up to this next bottleneck. Now importantly, I could explore jump ahead without actually surveying and just survey this one here. I don't know why I'm pointing with my finger when I need to be pointing with my pointer. I could go jump to here by going explore all the way and then surveying the system, but it costs influence to be able to, in addition to materials, to be able to build an outpost so that you can claim a system. And the further you have to jump away from your nearest border, the increase in influence costs. So it's actually, as you might imagine, most cost effective to immediately claim the next territory, then the new next territory, then the new next territory, and so on. And that is the cheapest use of your influence, because the next near... Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, I'm wrong. We have 2... Okay, so we have to get both of these. There is a connector right there. I can barely see it. Okay. But still, I can't believe we are at the back end of 900 hours of Stellaris. I have never gotten a start that looks like this. What in the actual hell? Ooh, OBS is at 80%. Guys, let me know if the stream is falling apart. It looks okay on my preview. You let me know if it doesn't look okay on yours. Alright, also, okay, so this is the part for if Carl is watching. This outlier, see how this is only a couple of pixels tall, would be like double to triple this size vertically, so that more stuff's going to be able to fit over here to the side. So I prefer this. One of the things you're going to see over here is this little building slot, which means I have a building I can build on this planet. Are you stuck with the... Wait, hold on. I can't read all of what Cody is asking. Can you build new hyperlanes, or are you stuck with the ones you're dealt? All of the hyperlanes exist in the game before you get here. You are stuck with the ones you are dealt. However, if we get gateway tech, we can build our own gateway, so we can make our own jumps. And every gateway jump counts as one jump from one to the next, regardless of where it is on the map. Any of these systems could have a wormhole. That would also be a one jump. They could have an L gate, that if we get the L gate technology, that would be a one jump. So in the start of the game, you basically know your layout by way of the hyperlanes. You can only see ahead, like I said, a certain number of lanes forward. And obviously, for gameplay purposes, you want to get your bottlenecks, which means the first thing I want to do is I want to build a starbase here and here, unless there's a better place to build a starbase after. For example, if I go left from here, it's very likely these are going to be together, and that this is going to be up to here, and that these are going to be probably together, and this might be a better bottleneck than this. What I do is I try and search out from my start in each direction, go and find my bottlenecks by finding where the next nearest races are in either direction, and then building star bases, like jumping back, running back to the nearest choke point, and building a star base back there. So I don't build my star bases right away, because I want to see how much I could try and lay claim to. And here's an intimidating screen, this planetary screen. I have a lot to say about this screen. We will get to a lot of it later, because I actually do want to get into playing, and it has been an hour. Alright, but you have your basic districts where you've got city districts, generator districts, mining districts, and agricultural districts. Every one of these little squares, well, every one of these three little squares will get you, like, an energy, let's see, a technician job, which will get you energy, and 2 housing. Or a mining job, and 2 housing. Or a farming job, and 2 housing. The buildings, they have their own special things. We will get to them in a little bit. But right now I'm feeling safe on pausing. And because I'm playing with you guys, and I don't have to worry about overshooting a multiplayer teammate, I'm going to unpause at full speed. I need that science vessel to leave there as soon as possible. If you zoom in, you can see them flying across the system. There they go. There they go. It doesn't look like there are any habitable planets in there, or we'd see a little icon over to the left side of the system. And this gray name that's here, which I actually can't read, but the gray name...
Construction complete.
Whoops. Okay, I've completed the mining station, so it just tells you the first time. Okay. This system here that's got this gray name, what is that name? Menchid. Is listed as an unsurveyed system because one at a time this science vessel will have to fly around. Here, while I'm doing that, let me set up my next thing. Let's get the research station built. Okay. As I unpause, you'll see the science vessel fly to each individual station. You can actually say survey, 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 and set your order, but since I did it from out on the galactic map, it kind of just picked what it thought was the best. So you can do that manually if you want. It'll just take longer. But each one of these things might have, like, energy from the star. There might be, like, a mining or a research thing. And once the entire system is researched... One second. Once the entire system is researched, this system name here and out here on the galactic map will go white like it is in this home system. And then you will know it's fully surveyed. That's one of the ways you can tell whether it's fully surveyed, whether it goes from a gray name to a white name. Now we got someone at the door. Without the slightest warning, and this is story stuff that comes up while you're playing, which once you played long enough you'll skip, but especially because on this channel at least, nobody's seen me play this game before, excluding me and Carl doing testing the other night. But in any event, We got someone at the door. This is a story thing. Without the slightest warning, the mysterious alien gateway in our home system came alive. An energy surge pulsed out from the artifact, and for a fleeting moment, a glowing, vibrating orb filled the center of the structure. This remnant of a former civilization may not be as dormant as previously believed. Although the gateway was open for no longer than a few seconds, it was enough to let through some space debris, rocks, and dust that upon closer inspection turned out to have some valuable resources. So we're going to get 250 alloys by clicking Marvelous at the bottom of this accept window. Alloys are important because you can make ships from them. And you know what? About the whole thing I said about making sure that you are stronger than your neighbors, we're going to go ahead and start producing a new Corvette from our shipyard. This is the shipyards over here. You have your actual, you have your actual starbase settings for, we come with a shipyard, a trade hub, and a crew quarters, which basically means every ship that's housed in the, at the starbase that sits there has reduced upkeep costs for being docked. There's also defenses where we can build a defensive platform, which admittedly we will definitely want to do at some point because we have a gateway in our home system. And then of course the shipyard itself, where we can build more science vessels, we can build more construction ships, and we can build more corvettes. And you know what? Because I'm in so much danger, I am in so much danger being in the back end of a thing. I am going to go ahead and be early producing a second science vessel a lot quicker than I normally would. Oh, that's another important thing to learn about Stellaris. You kind of want to learn how the game play and how you do, but you got to be permutable. You might have goals that you want to do with your races, you might have ways you want to expand, ways you want to play, but especially when it comes to the technology and the way this rolls up, but also your layout in the world map, or your galactic map and all this other stuff, you gotta be able to, once you've played enough, be able to go, I can't really play like that, I need to do this, oh, I'm a little bit in danger over here, I need to do that. And what I'm looking at right here is the most danger I've had in a start since a Doomsday start. It is not cool that I'm way back in here. Ooh, we have, however, jumped one ahead, and we can see that this is actually a 4-way connector? So I want this. I want to get up there and make that my bottleneck instead of this, if I can. In fact, we're gonna survey in that direction. I'm gonna reset this science vessel to go up there, and I'm gonna make my other science vessel go over here. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Alright, I'm pausing. Oh,
Construction complete.
Cool. Construction complete. We'll get the last mining station, and then we'll send the construction ship over here to prepare to make the outpost. Let's see. So if you check out this leader tab, you have governors, scientists, admirals, and generals. I have a lot of scientists. I'm going to need another one in a second because I have one for each of my technology trees. See, they're researching physics, researching society, researching engineering. These are each my guys. And this person who has a chance to discover an anomaly at 10% is currently manning my science vessel. I'm about to have a new science vessel. Oh, I'm sorry, I just now have a new science vessel, so I should get a new scientist to man that science vessel. Science vessels can't really do a lot without a scientist, especially survey, but... Oh, Cody says, is that a black hole or a wormhole? It looks like it can be reached from the hyperlane junction on the left. The dark circle with the halo around it? On the left. Dark circle with the halo around it. Oh! Do you mean this, Cody? Over here. That is a black hole. They're pretty good for physics. Alright, so mass extinction is a thing that has popped up. Our first stumbling steps into the void beyond Sexar were not motivated solely by curiosity, or a desire to conquer the unknown, or a need to leave our mark on the galaxy. The biosphere of Sexar has undergone rapid changes in the past few centuries, and prominent scientists warn that Sexar may be forced with the beginnings of a mass extinction event. What has happened to me? That cyclical purging of all life that is inseparable from planetary extinction in the greater cosmos. Why am I getting this? Oh dear. A research plan has been put together to study a number of planets rendered uninhabitable by major astronomical incidents or planet-bound catastrophes. We hope that by reconstructing these events, a similar fate may be avoided for Sexar and the Sexarlupian race. It falls to you as Alpha of the Sexarlupian Interstellar Empire to ensure that this expedition is carried out. Consult the situation log? I'm stuck in a corner and I'm having a mass extinction event?
Situation log updated.
Situation log is over here. Here's one, let me do this real quick. So, oh wait, let me do this one real quick. Okay. One thing I forgot about, again, which I always forget about, is because I have a democracy, my democratically elected leader has a mandate that they have run on for their politics. So you always have this thing in the situation log that I think crops up every 10 years that that your leader politician has said, I'm running on this as my platform. So they have apparently run on consumer goods. So Commissionary General Diram Hatand was elected on a platform of bringing our monthly consumer good surplus up to at least +6. What are we at right now? We're at +7. Good. Reward at the end of term will have 6 months worth of unity. So that's just a thing I can do sideways. Yeah, Cody, this is a really bad start, but you know what? It's fine. It's fine. We'll just see what happens. Okay. I have to survey these bad planets to figure out what's going on. To avoid a potential apocalypse on Sexar, we must study the effects that major calamities have had on other planets. Okay. So, I thought I'd be describing this later, but we're going to describe this now. Track all on map will highlight these, what is this, 5 locations, and they will blink on the map so that you can keep track of where you need to get to research these busted planets for this particular thing. Normally, I wouldn't be doing this right now, but I've never heard of this, and I don't know what's going to happen to my planet if I don't do it. Now this, surveying the planets, you'll be able to do even if it's in other people's territories if they're friendly to you and have open borders. So just in case we find a nearby alien race, how long do you have to complete it? That's the great part, Cody. I don't know. It seems kind of urgent, though. I don't know how long I have to complete it. I've never heard of this one. Stellaris is filled to the brim with little tiny chunks of story that a lot of them are duplicate that you'll get almost every playthrough, but tons of them you will have never seen in hundreds of hours. Not to mention, free patches add more, and expansions add more. And I just recently added a new expansion, so... And I haven't played the game in 2-point upgrades, so I don't know how long I have. It could be bad. That's why I'm leaving that ticked on, because I assume... Okay, so this is a 4-point connector. I mean, this direction will get me there. I assume this direction or this direction will get me up there. This should probably connect somewhere to here. Like, I'm sorry, is that a Forbidden Nebula? That is literally the Forbidden Nebula. Nebulas are good for science and messing with ship shields. Alright, so anyway, I guess... Oh, hold on. Oh, you need a mission to go do. You're going to we need a... Oh, hold on. I never got my science. Alright. Let's get the scientist. Ooh. I can get a... Okay, so... Lifespan? Okay. Cost? Psh, whatever. So if I get this expertise in materials as a scientist, then... If I get a materials thing popping up in engineering, I can trade them into there, and they will have a better percentage than 5. They will have a, what, a 15? But for the moment, we are going to have them man the science vessel. How did I... Oops, I clicked on the wrong one. There is the link in the chat for what game I'm going to play after Watch Dogs Legion, which I just finished yesterday. So it's more accurately what games I'm going to be playing probably in the month of December. Almost assuredly in the month of December. So we're going to take this, and we're going to survey over here, because this vessel is already going this direction, and this will get me closer to here. Normally I wouldn't jump around and skip all these in-betweens, but,
Construction complete.
Shippy whack, yo. Ooh, I have a Unity. So I've gotten enough Unity that this bar has gone all the way across, and I now get to start going down one of my tradition paths. There's a lot of things to juggle in this game, but it's okay because it's okay. You get used to it. Okay. Okay. So expansion is obviously about expanding your race. Dominion is being able to have control over other races. Prosperity is being able to make your race expand and do better themselves. Harmony is getting all of your people to work together. Supremacy is being able to control by means of force, usually military stuff. Diplomacy is being able to be diplomatic, which I need to do when Carl and I are playing so that we can get into like a federation together and stuff earlier. And discovery, which is usually what I default to at the start, allows you to be able to explore and expand faster. Now, you first pick a tradition, which will give you this benefit for adoption unlocks, whatever. So map the stars, anomaly research speed is increased by 20%. I'm not so much concerned with anomalies right away here at the start of the game, because I'm scared, honestly, and I have to get out of where I am. But it will give me such things as this next bump, which is survey speed increased by 35%, and science, I think they only used to be 25% before, and science ship disengagement chance increased by 50%. Disengagement chance is something that'll come up, which is whenever your ships are threatened, they have a percentage chance to, without your assistance, jump away, like immediately abort special hyper jump to get away. So this makes it more likely that a science vessel can get away. But I definitely want it for the survey speed because I have to survey my way into safety. So we're doing discovery like usual up the start. Okay. Back to unpause. Again, Cody or anybody else, if you have any questions about what's going on, obviously I know things. I just don't have the personal belief that I'm really good at the game because I've only beaten the endgame event twice. But I have a lot of fun playing it, otherwise I wouldn't be 900 hours in. I am before neighboring marauders? What? Oh, yes. Oh, Cody, that's not even funny, dude. What if I am near the marauders? The
System survey complete.
Okay, that first system is surveyed. Cool. Okay, there's an anomaly in that system on the last thing. An abandoned ship has been left to drill aimlessly above this planet. The massive sails protruding from its hull suggest that it relied on solar power to function. Well, that's really neat. But I'm going to leave it be for now. And you'll see here's this little science thing that is... What is that? It's this little... Oh! 1 second. So there's an anomaly here. We will get to it later. I promise. Because it's one jump out. And if we don't get to it later, we're probably dead anyway. So, that's an additional science thing that can unlock, like, a research or a technology, or sometimes you can find old ships that you can procure and add to your fleet. A bunch of things happen. But we're going to leave it be for now because getting surveys going on to get us out of here is very important. And since this survey is complete, I'm now going to right-click and build Starbase in parentheses Outpost, which cost me 75 influence and 90 alloy. Okay. So when that gets done, when this gets to 100% over here, this will pop into this blue color because it will be mine. Now, importantly, we're not guaranteed any habitable worlds, but we see at least one. A size 23 desert world. It's a desert world, so that's not good for us. But 23 is for the future, like it's a size 23 world. So that's cool. That is cool. Yeah, Marauders can basically... Think of Marauders like if Khan made it to space and got himself a... I'm unpausing. Got a... Size 23 is big. I believe the largest size is 25. Unless they've changed it. Ooh, another one. Tropical World, 18.
Construction complete.
Hey, construction is complete. Okay, we're gonna do research station first, followed by mining station. What's happened? The Uninvited. Once again, the slumbering gateway has come alive. This time it was not a boon, but rather a bane that came to us from the great unknown. A single space-dwelling creature sprang out of the glowing gateway and seems to be on the prowl. Answering to no kind of hailing or warning, we should move to eradicate the threat immediately. Hi, Red Ship. What's up? Oh, you're level 43. Well, that's not that bad. Oh, what was that? Was I not building enough corvettes? Yeah, I should get on that. Okay, in any event. Oh yeah, look at it. It's angry. It's way over here in my black crown. I'm gonna let you come to me. Keep in mind we are on the fastest speed right now. So it's gonna get in range of my 500 starbase and my 153 fleet, and they are going to shoot it, and it is going to die.
Attack.
Spaceport under attack. There we go, and that was done. And I'm pausing. Okay, so we succeeded. Now here's a fun one that I was telling Carl about. This little indicator right here is a special project that pops up sometimes when you defeat other starships. And what it is like, you might... Oh, it actually tells you what you might get from it. That's cool. Traces of components regenerative hull tissue. It didn't used to do that. So if you right-click on this with a science vessel... Which, you know what? I think I'll create another science vessel just for this occasion. If you go to it with a science vessel, then you can research it and get a little progress towards technology that was on the ship that you don't have. Oh, space firm. Cody says that came through. Does that indicate the gateway is linked to something hostile, or is it just a random thing? I think what it's really trying to show you is that the gateway is linked to something, but that we don't know what it is. The first time it came through, it was like some materials, and this time it was a creature. So it's getting you the story stuff where you need to get the gateway like under control because it's part of your origin start. Origins weren't in the game until I think the end of last year, and they're really cool. So, ooh, 2 planets. An alpine world. That's our world, right? No, we're tundra, but it's close. An alpine world of 16 and an ocean world of 8. Okay. Well, that means we have a number of starting planets. Ooh, another one over there. Ocean world 24. I got a lot of habitable world. Carl would be really jealous right now. Let's return these ships back to their starbase so that they can stop taking up so much everything. Oh, whoops. Okay. Let's talk about your planets for a second here, because I have unemployment. So, the stability is what you're looking for. This is the current population of the planet. Oh, here's the... So my default size is... Or my size, I should say, not default size, but the size I randomly rolled is 18 for my Tundra world, to give Cody another example on planet size. So my home world is only 18 size. But this is your crime. This is your available jobs. This is your available housing. This is your unemployment and what type of unemployment you have. And this is your amenities. I need to create more jobs. I'm looking good on minerals, energy, and food, but... Well, food can lead to population, so let's get some food. This will give us 2 housing, but it'll also give us 2 agricultural jobs as far as districts go. So we'll get on that, solving that unemployment problem. Oh, actually, you know what? No, let's be sensible about this. A commercial zone will give us 5 clerk jobs, which is a lot of jobs. It'll produce amenities and trade value, but it doesn't do any housing. But considering we have 8 housing, doing 5 commercial zones, you know, building a whole bunch of game shops and stuff like that, that will get us a bunch of jobs to account for this housing, and so we'll be able to ride on that for a little while. I think that's probably the right call. Oh, and when that gets researched, we'll be able to see the... Oh, hold on, wait. Oh, this. Science vessel is getting done? Science vessel is done. We're gonna get ourselves a 3rd science ship. Ooh! Expertise propulsion. I think we're researching propulsion right now. We are gonna trade this person out. Ding. They obviously won't have the level of how much experience that person has gotten so far, but we're at the beginning of the game. And we're going to put the... let me see here. Who do we want to trade in? Let's trade in the dude from longer lifespan, which will take him off of this science. But I can put the genius, the maniacal, over here. And so now, when I look at this, 12% up here, 7% up here, 22% here, because this and this align. And I've got a science vessel over here to research this project and system. And since I have a third science vessel, I guess I will next tell them to go research this anomaly. Because why not?
Anomaly
Unpausing.
found.
And then immediately pausing. We've the discovery of... Okay, wait, hold on. These two are connected, I think. Okay, anomaly. There is something unusual, almost hypnotic, about the soft undulations of the sea covering Jumla 2. Its motions match no projections for tidal behavior. That is still a little bit difficult to read for me. Alright. So that's over here. So we've got some cool anomaly on the water planet. Now, previous versions of the game would make it so that you couldn't actually... you couldn't research things that were higher level than your scientists. That is no longer the case. Instead, it will just take way more time. Relative difficulty hard. And I don't remember if they took out the failure states, something bad can happen to your people. But this is, again, one of these occasions we're going to leave this be for now. Because we are trying to actually... Ooh, okay, we can see more of our hyperlanes. Okay, so, ooh, we can see the path up to there. Okay. So, thinking for the future, if we want to bottleneck, we now want to, like, bottleneck there and there. Right? If we can. Because that'll give us all this space. I almost feel like guaranteeing there's a race out there, but there might not be. And if we want to bottleneck... Oh, man, this is not a good setup for bottlenecking at all. Okay, we've got a black hole there. And we've got a path this way and a path that way. I imagine we're going to run into more races. So we got also the discovery of life. The SIE Traveler has made a startling find on Jumla 2, which is the ocean planet. So they were connected. The planet is teeming with alien life. For the first time in history, we've encountered life forms that did not originate on Sexar. This amazing discovery has silenced those who believe we were alone in the universe. Although none of the alien creatures found on Jumla 2 are sapient, it is likely only a matter of time before we encounter beings that are. We may not be alone out here. Gain 117 society research from clicking this button. Cool. How are we doing on all our researches, by the way? Society is 20 months. Okay. Unpausing again. Trying to get rid of this unemployment problem up here on Sexar. Contact reports simple forms of life. The Sexarian Interstellar Empire is abuzz with news of the alien organisms discovered some time ago. These little evolutionary marvels kindle in the Sexarlupian people a renewed hope of first contact with intelligent beings. Remember, all of this text is different based on the combinations of traits that you pick for your race when you're starting the game, and we are xenophiles, so we're like, ooh, more races, more species, life! And so we're very into that. Kind of like playing a science sim in The Sims 2.
Construction complete.
Okay. So I'm going to send this construction ship along. Yeah, I'm going to send this construction ship along to prepare. So you can see that I have now, my territory is now as such. This is a white name location. And before I forget to do it, I clearly need to put this at 1x UI, but I'm going to leave it for a restart at this point. Alright. Unpausing. Through hard work and expertise, scientist Phyllis Olsen has developed new skills. They have gotten expertise materialist. Oh, well, so we have a second materialist. Right? Because didn't we just get one? I think we did. Alright, unpause.
Anomaly found.
Jeez, the anomalies. Jumla system. Ship sensors are picking up an unexplained pattern of intelligence in Jumla system. Interference, interference. We're also going to leave that be for now. Cody asks, if you need to restart to see better, go ahead. You'll get a headache starting to see and read. Yeah, I know. But, like, it's more specifically the sector names are all weird names, and like I'm having a little trouble like seeing those at afar, but I can read those down here. That's pretty much the problem I've had. It's already a very small window over on this other screen. What I'm sending up to Twitch. It's okay for the moment. Maybe I'll do it on the break at the end of the hour, as it were. Yeah, I'll do it like 5. Let's give it like a couple more minutes. Okay, I've gotten another. I got another tradition by all these months of Unity going by, and I'm gonna get survey speed increase, including disengagement chance. So all of these surveys that this ship is currently on process of doing, and this ship is in the process of doing, I'm gonna get out of the way. I'm gonna at least explore that next system. I need to... Well, we'll get up here and try and get that black hole, and then we'll try and get this one. I don't feel this good jumping this far ahead.
Salvage preserved.
Oh, hey! We got regenerative hull tissue and society research progress from researching the science that was in our home system. So that's cool.
System survey complete.
Hey, system survey complete, which means we take this construction ship and we build ourselves a new outpost. We have discovered a new archaeological site. Uh-oh. We have encountered some form of alien vessels in the Unar system. Where's the Unar system? But? Is that the Unar system? Damn it. Is it? Go to Unar. Yes, at the pulsar. These strange objects have been flagged as unidentified Empire. Empire? Where? Contact report, enigmatic spacefarers. The Sexarlupian Interstellar Empire has finally encountered fellow wanderers among the stars. Despite their intentions being unknown, and potentially even hostile, the atmosphere on Sexar following the report from our contact fleet has been described as rapturous. Oh geez, what is going on? 5.5k? Oh! It's some sort of enclave. It's not an actual full yeah, it got this little symbol. It's not actually a full nation, so that's cool. Over in the situation log, we should be able to investigate... Okay. So, if we come over to the situation log, you see this little radio antenna thing over here. This will allow you to try and quickly make contact with whatever society that you've come into contact with that you don't know their language and stuff like that. Yes, Cody, it is like a city-state and Stiv. Yes. So, we need to learn more about this mysterious aliens residing in the Unar system. If they possess language, we must decipher and establish communications. Here's the thing. This will take me 24 months to research. It will cost this much, like, research points, like, time to do it. 24 months, that's 2 years. But while that's happening, my society research will be paused. Oh, and they will give you a clump of influence if you manage to make contact with them, but they have the chance to make contact with you. Since I want this extra unity, I think I'm going to wait until this is done before I see about... Like, I'm playing super defensively right now because I'm back in this hole.
System survey complete.
System survey complete.
Construction complete.
Alright, let's go. Let's build mining stations over here. Alright, natural wormhole. We have detected what appears to be a naturally occurring subspace phenomenon on the edge of the Throd system. A rift in the very fabric of space-time has formed here, creating a wormhole that our scientists speculate may provide a conduit through subspace to another wormhole location somewhere else in the galaxy. Depending on where the second wormhole is located, this could potentially allow ships to travel from one end of the galaxy to the other in a matter of days. Unfortunately, this wormhole, like the vast majority of its kind, is inherently unstable. Any vessels foolish enough to pass through it may be ripped apart in seconds. If it could somehow be stabilized, click. So where is that? That's over here? Okay. Red icon next behind the wormhole means that there is a wormhole, but you can't use it. You have to either get the technology to be able to stabilize wormhole. Well, no, you need to be able to get the technology to stabilize wormholes. And we don't have that. But the wormhole exists. So regardless of what we do, this has now become a choke point because this will be the front door to somewhere else. So once I claim this system, I should preemptively build a starbase there. Oh, I can only build one of 3 starbases before I've reached my starbase capacity, so that's why I've got to be careful about where I put my initial choke points. Because it looks like my choke points are absolutely terrible. Oh, hey. None of that continues. So yeah, this is my next best choke point there, this is my next best choke point there, but again, I'm splitting my resources because I can only have so many starbases. I think I'm gonna have to lean into interstellar dominion, but we're not there yet. Almost done fixing my unemployment problem. There we go. Solar Sailor. Oh, this is the thing that we saw earlier that the science vessel just researched. We've discovered an abandoned solar sail in orbit around Menshib 7. The sublight vessel was built by an unknown culture and appears to be several thousand years old. One of the massive sails has a large tear where some kind of object passed through, most likely a meteoroid, which appears to have disabled the vessel. Although the technology of the ship is severely outdated, it does possess some interesting design choices. An interesting, albeit primitive design, and I get some engineering research. Cool. 150 engineering research.
Anomaly found.
Oh, that science vessel is currently not doing anything. We found another anomaly. We have detected signs coming from somewhere beneath the barren and lifeless surface of this planet. This is Throd 7. What manner of organism could possibly be there? Let's leave that for now. Science vessel, you pick up the slack by going surveying these systems that we know have planets on them. Oh, and I am forgetting to expand my military, which I should definitely be doing. Okay, unpause. I hope you're having a good time, Cody. I hope this is becoming less intimidating to watch.
System survey complete.
I hope it's also streaming okay. OBS looks like it's not freaking out as hard, so... It just goes to show I need to build an entire other computer to be able to play computer games to stream those at full class to the internet, which I knew I was going to have to do if I really wanted to do it, but... It is kind of disheartening because I love Stellaris, so I gotta play it in this very weird way over here. Unar 3, in the Unar system, sensor echoes have indicated the presence of some kind of unidentified object deep within the atmosphere of the gas giant. Leave it be for now, because that is not your job. Oh, hold on, do I have the right person doing anomalies? Oh, you have, what, an anomaly discovery chance. And you just have lifespan. So it's fine. Okay. Oh, Unar is completely done. So, in a moment we will make a new outpost. Na, na, na. Adnorn civilization encountered. We have detected the presence of a pre-space alien civilization on Thrad 2 in the Thrad system. Atmospheric contaminants and light pollution visible from orbit are consistent with a densely populated machine-age society. They appear to have mastered air travel, and factories are mass-producing goods in their cities. We should consider building an observation post above their world to study them more closely. That's neat. I love primitive civilizations. They're some of my... Oh man, you have a primitive civilization and a wormhole. Sounds dangerous. Alright, I will get to that as soon as I claim the system. And I will claim their system. They will be mine. They will be our new friends. We are receiving transmission from the Independent Space Station of the Curator Order. They appear to have successfully translated our language. Alright, so they made contact with us first. That's expected. Hi, guys. Greetings, Star Travelers. We are the Curators. Our ancient order was established eons ago by the various galactic powers in ascendancy at the time. We were dedicated towards the preservation of all knowledge in an effort to safeguard the galaxy from descending into yet another dark age of mass extinctions and barbarism. We failed. Few of us remain today, but we are no less committed to our sacred mission than our predecessors were. We are willing to share some of our knowledge with you for a price. To which I say, well met. What do you got, dude? Can you aid us in research? Of course, we are prepared to offer you limited access to our extensive databanks for a period of 10 years. This should provide a significant boost to the research efforts of your planet-side research labs. We will require compensation for this service, naturally, but I think you'll find that our prices are very reasonable. What do you got? Oh, we would like to purchase, but we can't. Requires 1,000 energy to invest. But it would give us a flat 10% research speed. This is the first really good thing that happened in our start. If I can get 1,000 energy, especially when I'm making like plus 26 a month, and I can maintain that, then that will give me for 10 whole years, and we've been playing for 4.5 right now, 10 whole years of a 10% research bonus on all research. So that's good. That's actually good. We'll get to that. Oh, what the hell? Wait, did I just make contact with every Curator Order? Everywhere? Why do I see that one? Almost 5? Alright, Cody. Almost 5. I can actually, because I'm windowed mode, I can see lots of things. But alright, unpausing. How is the home planet doing? We have 4 jobs available and 8 housing available. Habitable world survey. We now know without a doubt that a thriving biosphere is not something unique to Sexar. Both the scientific community and the public at large are eager to learn more about the various forms of alien life throughout the galaxy. Efforts to catalog the life forms we encounter are already underway, but our exobiologists have urged us to focus on planetary survey effects on habitable, life-bearing worlds. You can say a commendable effort, which will start a chain doing events, or we have more important things to focus on. You'll get some influence, but you won't get anything else. And I always think it's commendable because
Situation log updated.
Xenophile. Alright, Cody, let's see. Let's get us to the 1st of next month. Right there. Game should have auto-saved, but it should be saving anyway because we are on Iron Man. So, I'm going to double check and make sure that I've changed the settings to 1.0. Okay. So, guys, for just a couple of moments here, I'm going to do, like, a quick bathroom break. I'm going to get myself some actual drink, like a water. And I shall return. I hope you're having a good time. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Or, I'm sorry. Well, leave them in the comments if you're on YouTube. But, put them in the chat, and I will answer them when I get back. I'm going to take, like, it'll be like 3 minutes. We'll put up some ads. It'll be fine. So, see you guys in just a moment. Exit this to desktop. Make sure this is the big screen. Make sure that the messages say BRB. And let's see. Make sure of so many other things. Okay. Alright, guys. BRB. Alright, I am restarting the game. It looks like maybe Discord is not connected up like it's supposed to be today. That sucks. Windowed mode is still set. Alright, resume. What the? Can't grab the window, weird. Alright. And the ads done. The pre-rolls are off for a half an hour. So, okay. So, back on Unar 3, sensor echoes have indicated the presence of some kind of unidentified object deep within the atmosphere of the gas giant. I believe I was telling that to wait for later. Oh wait, no, I'm getting back to it. Thank you, Cody. Yes, welcome back to... Oh wait, we're in the same recording. So yes, coming back to Stellaris. This scientist is going to... Wait, where's this? Cralissus. Oh, it's up here. So no, we're gonna leave that be for now. Oh. Thanks, Cody. It's hard not seeing your preview, or having a giant microphone in the way of your preview. I think I realize what I need to do. I think what I need to do is put it full screen windowless on the primary monitor, but I need to preemptively change the monitor's resolution in Windows before playing to 1080p, and then that should give me the option to have a 1080p in a whole screen, but I'm not going to do that right now. I might do it later in this stream, but at least during this recording, I want to have a recording that works before I start messing with anything again. And it's been working, so let's just have it as is. Oh. Do I have enough? I have enough alloys to make another ship. It's always good to be having another ship if you can manage it. I am not doing well on expansion, though. I think I might have to go for this Alpine world. So let's check out the Alpine world. I will have 50% habitability on a little 16-planet habitable world. Not a lot of place for energy districts on it. But that is actually our best bet right now. Let's see if we can find other ones. But that is... that's just a thing. Oh, wait, hold on. Did you... Okay, you need to... Okay, you're building the starbase. Cool.
System survey complete.
Over in Thrad, we briefly detected some unusual energy readings emitting from this moon on... So, Thrad 6A. It might have been a glitch in our system, or it could be signs of something more. We're gonna leave it be for now! You need to research more things. All you guys need to move on. We need to find out where our neighbors are so that we can be absolutely mind-bogglingly scared of them. The SIE Remembrance has discovered I like these ship names. SE Ambassador Remembrance has discovered a previously unknown strategic resource in Inigor 1A dubbed Volatile Motes. Nice. That's a rare resource which is going to be here? Yeah. And also stop the impending extinction event. You right, Cody. We can't forget about our impending extinction event. These preternatural particles contain a tremendous amount of energy which could be exploited in energy production as fuel or even explosives. While we do not yet possess the means to extract this resource, we should seriously consider establishing control over the system for future exploitation. So, what ends up happening is, you can see here there's a volatile motes icon that is now here, but we don't have the tech. That's the little red X next to requires mote stabilization, so it's grayed out. But it's important that you know, kind of like in Civ and other things, that there is a type of resource that you can have there if you get the tech for it. Oh, here's another one. This system over here has trade value of 5. Trade value is a flat increase to how much how much trade you can get. Any place that has this little shield. Okay, let me back up one step. Down here in the bottom corner, you have this very special menu that needs its own button somewhere else on your interface, I think, besides here. But trade map. So we don't have any trade routes yet because we don't have any other star bases. But what we have right now is we have collection and defense. So every place that has this little shield has some protection from the starbase in Helios over here to protect here and here from here. And because we have one trade hub, which I think you saw on the starbase itself, we have a trade hub. Trade hubs, you'll see, I can't point at it with the mousey, but down there it says collection range +1. So starbases automatically collect in their system, and then if you have a trade hub, they collect +1 jump. So that means what this little blue indicator here is with the little arrow coming down, that is also being collected by this starbase. And this one is not, because we only have one trade hub. So I'd need to build a starbase here, or maybe a starbase here with a trade hub, to be able to gather this one. Probably what I'm going to do is I'm going to put more trade hub back here in Helios. Because you got to keep in mind, guys, that even though we're back here in a corner, if we can get this gateway working, we will also be the front lines of everything dangerously. So there's that. Let's see here. Oh, did my situations turn off? I did. Weird. Up to at least +6, so we'll hit that. Okay. Mass extinction. I don't know why that... I guess that stops tracking on map between goes, but here we are. Okay. So that's the mass extinction event where we're trying to prevent, as Cody pointed out. Oh man, that's another branch and another branch. I don't even know what's going on. We're gonna go all the way up there. All right, I'm pausing. We do badly need to expand. That forbidden nebula sounds foreboding, but what about space isn't scary? Well, nebulas can do things like, when you go into a system, you can have little special effects that are listed over here to the sides, I forget if it's left or right, about the system. And nebulas very often will mess with your shields or your power of your laser weapons. And some things for like black holes, I forget what they all do, but they do different things. By chance, we stumble upon a Fate alien signal during the survey of the planet Inigor 3. The source appears to be a small object in orbit. The signal contains no message. Could be a distress... Okay, let's see here. Let's come back to it. Oops. I'm not going at full speed. Okay, so I have scientists who are leveling up. Cool. Although my ships
Construction
are doing things,
complete.
except for my construction ship, which just finished. Oh, I didn't see... Oh, yeah, the black holes generally have ominous names, Cody. You're not wrong.
Research complete.
Hey, cool, I got better guns. What new research can we have? Mining outpost station to give us more from our mining. We are not expanding just yet, so as much as I want the Corvette hulls, that might be actually the better call. Yeah, that might be the better call. How are we doing on research? Well, we could increase our engineering research, which is already really good. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Restream, what are you doing? That was weird. Cody, what do you think? Make our Corvettes thicker, get 10% on the mining, and be able to do a nebula refinery, which requires that we build a starbase in a black hole. But once we do, I believe it gives like a flat, like 5 physics, which is a really good bump for a single system. Or be able to get research speed, which means we'd spend time improving our research percentage doing just that, and then afterwards it would increase all the research speed. Like, I could really put... Where did my water go? Well, you answer that while I'm gonna check by the door for my water. Not knowing the game well. Necromantics or Corvettes hull sounds good. Defense is important and you are in a bad place, but engineering lets you get more research done faster. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. 53 months. Well, that's not terrible. Alright, moving on. I need to start considering how I'm gonna get alloy. Okay, I need to find other... You know what?
System survey complete.
Oh, Demon's Maw was surveyed very quickly. During its survey of Demon's Maw, the SIE Traveler discovered a previously unknown strategic resource dubbed Dark Matter. This exotic substance has many properties that seemingly defy several natural laws. It could potentially revolutionize the sciences. Though we do not yet possess the means to extract this resource, we should seriously consider establishing control over the system for future exploitation. Okay. Man. Jumps and jumps and jumps. What is happening? So many jumps. Okay. Well... Shit. Okay, we need to get to this system so that we can survey the one planet, because that's one of the furthest jumps we have. In fact, that one and this one are now the priority, because they are the furthest away. Alright. Oh, go faster.
Anomaly found.
Anomaly in Inigor 4's... Okay. Some manner of artificial structure peeks out from beneath the toxic clouds of Inigor 4's atmosphere. Let's leave it be for now. We will definitely get back to that. Mass extinction burned planet. One of the planets orbiting this star. Is this the system up there? I think it must be the system up there. Star bears the still open wounds of some past calamity. Its surface is a rolling sea of half-melted minerals boiling into a superheated atmosphere. But Sexarlupian astronomers claim that it may have once supported life. A special project has been issued to study the molten planet. Hold that thought. I seem to have met somebody. Oh dear. Hold on. A mass extinction chilly planet. The planet of interest in this system is covered layer upon layer of dense ices of varying composition. Apparently it was once home to more varied and pleasant biomes. A special project has been issued to investigate this possibility.
Situation log updated. Situation log updated.
Look, I meant the Kroll Remnant. Oh no! Militant isolationists. Stagnant ascendancy. I am next to one of the 2 fallen empires. Also not good for a start. Alright. And they're well, more specifically, they're xenophobes, and I'm xenophile, so that's not good. They say, Pitiful creatures, know that we roamed the stars for eons before your hapless species mastered spaceflight. If any of your wretched little ships cross into our space, do not expect them to return. My options are Xenophile Materialist. Cooperation will surely benefit us all. Xenophile Militarist, as a fellow star explorer, we salute you. And Materialist, Materialist Militarist. We will not be held back, Crawl. Which, these don't, as far as I know, influence things like you'd expect them to. But I'm gonna salute them respectfully. Yeah? Hi, how you doing? First alien encounter. The news that we've encountered intelligent alien life for the first time is spreading like wildfire throughout the Sexarlupian Interstellar Empire. Our citizens are fascinated by these beings, and the media is full of reports and speculation on their culture and society. The revelation that we are not alone in this galaxy has been largely greeted with celebration on Sexar. You know, because we're xenophiles. The empire these aliens have founded appears to be very old, and their level of technology is far ahead of our own. There is no doubt a great deal they could teach us. Their wisdom must be great. Hi, where are you? Okay, hi. I'm not gonna lie, guys. This is a terrible start. Oh, God. You remember when I was telling you how, like, if you have a xenophile race, that you can't claim territory near them or they'll get really pissed off? Do you remember me saying that? At all? Like 2 hours ago? Oh, jeez. Oh, also, science vessels. Don't go that way any further. Research project in system, because we need it. I might not be able to take this system. Like, that would be pretty bad. This system might be too close to them. But, on the upside, on the pros, I don't have to worry about any of this, because nobody's going to be allowed in there. So I now just continue this direction and go for the bottlenecks over here. So we'll finish this survey, then we'll go survey here, then we'll go survey here, then I guess we'll survey there. But it does mean I'm going to need a lot of influence to be able to grab the next clump of territory somewhere over here. Yeah, that's pretty bad, actually. Research station outpost. Let's have even more research. Wait, what's the other one? Research alternatives and scientist level cap. We'll get to that. We're going full discovery. We are going full discovery mode. We need some discovering happening. This is... That sounds bad. Spit it out. Once more, the gateway has been activated. This time, the activation lasted only a fraction of a second, but that was enough for something to cross over. An unknown metallic object of extraordinary velocity shot out of the portal and cut its way through the system. Before any of sensors could get a decent reading, the object had collided with a planet in our system. We should investigate the impact as soon as possible. Peculiar.
Situation log updated.
Okay. Let's finish surveying the system and then go and check that out. Research project in system. Alright, so that's happening now. Do I make a second planet already?
Construction complete.
I think what I need to do is I need to see if they will let me build this outpost. I need to know if I can build that outpost. That's very important.
Research complete.
Mass extinction frozen. Mass extinction : frozen. An unnatural shift in the atmosphere's chemical makeup resulted in the slow but irreversible onset of an ice age, one that began before the formation of the Sexarlupian Interstellar Empire and likely to persist long after our passing. The exact cause remains unknown, but probable explanations include failed terraforming attempts or even interplanetary terrorism. Some of the more radical elements within the scientific community on Sexar suggest that the dramatic climate shift may have been brought on by the unchecked emissions of gaseous industrial byproduct into the atmosphere. This view is confined to the scientific fringe, as it is unlikely that any race intelligent enough to achieve industrialization would be stupid enough to accidentally wipe themselves out. Sure. Stupid enough. I mean, that would never happen. Anyway, yeah. We're gonna see if they let us... I don't know what you're talking about, Cody. Apparently, that you couldn't be that stupid. That would never happen. Okay.
System survey complete.
I need to build a starbase soon. No, never. Okay, science, society. Alright, so check this out. I can research regenerative hull tissue, which is really cool, but would take me a long time at what I have right now. Actually, I guess I need more food from farming because I'm bad on the farms right now. Importantly, the reason that this technology is outlined in orange is because it's a special technology that you have some research time into, and it will never leave this screen as a result. So what that means is, while the other 3 items that are on this screen will get randomly generated each time that you come up to pick what one you're going to research next, this one here will not do that. This one will be a choice every time until you research it. I think I need to research food. Shit. Okay, this is super important. We need to build this outpost. We need to know if we can progress further.
Anomaly found.
I can't see this anomaly right now. A Class 12 asteroid orbits the planet of Ibisquix 1, I guess. A small planetoid orbit appears to be stable presence for a natural... appears too stable for its presence to be a natural occurrence. Leave it be for now. Are you doing anything else? Yeah, you're checking out the system. Are you checking out the planet? No, you should definitely check out this planet. Yeah, you should definitely do... definitely. And then go back to surveying the system. So we'll get that one. Yeah, this is a scary start, guys. We're gonna see what happens. They're gonna see... Okay, this is 2 jumps away. We're gonna see if these guys let me build this base here.
Special project complete.
And if they don't, we might consider restarting. The unfortunate fate of the planet can be laid squarely... this is the molten one. Can be laid squarely at the feet of cosmic whims. Some gravitational disturbance. After eyeing the system's sun with some suspicion, our scientists named a transient space-time anomaly as the likely culprit. Forced the planet from its natural orbit to one much too close to the sun. Although the planet is slowly spiraling out towards its original orbit, it has been cooking in the residual heat from the star ever since. Let's see, Cody says, but you do have your gateway which could bypass that issue, right? Yes, I also have access to this wormhole that's over here. It's only explicitly an issue of defense, Cody, at this point. For example, let's talk about this. So, 1, if I can build here, and I almost, I'm gonna say 90% sure I can't build here because that would be touching. But if I can build here, I should probably get myself a starbase. All of this clumps together. But look at all these branching paths. I only have the capacity to build 3 starbases. And I need to build one where this wormhole is, because that's another choke point, leaving me with 1 starbase. So basically here ends up being the only territory I can, at least at the start of the game, lock up as my own. And while these guys will prevent me from having to deal with bordering neighbors right here, they won't stop anybody from using this path to come up and try and make war with me. Which is why I'd want to lock down this system. But this is total question mark territory over here. And I have my back to the galactic core on 2 of my 8 directional sides. And furthermore than that, while I have access to 4 planets, only one of which is kind of sort of inhabitable by me, my next endeavor... Oh man. I need better choke points. That's what I need. I need better choke points, and I don't think I'm gonna get them. But inside of my choke points, I will have, 3 planets, because this one's inhabited by some early people. Oh, do I? Oh, I do. Good call, Cody. It's one of those things I'm not... Okay. Can you aid in our research? We would like to purchase the service. Also to increase their opinion of me, which is currently 1. That will hopefully be good in the long run. So thanks for pointing that out. You know, there's a lot of things to balance. To, like, juggle, I should say, not balance. I don't know. We'll think about it. We'll try and figure it out. Will they let me have this? Or will they immediately declare war on me? Oh no, we have found new people. We have encountered some form of alien vessels in the GIS system. These strange objects have been flagged as Epsilon aliens until we can learn more about them. We should proceed with caution. Where are they? Oh no. Oh, that is actually a race. I don't believe that's a spacefaring thing, like a crystalline entity or a space cow. I believe that's actually a race. Hold on. We're gonna put our... How close are our science society researchers a ways away? I need food... Well, hold on. Can I build farms yet? No, I can't. So I need to build a farm district. Get that going on. I'm going to try and immediately make contact with these guys and hope that they're friendly. We're going to spend 22 months trying to establish contact with them. Okay. Which means the priority might immediately be getting to Demon's Maw.
Construction complete.
Okay. That construction is complete. Since I don't have the influence to be able to get this jump here right away, I'm going to spend time building the energy thing. Let's see if the xenophobe Fallen Empire doesn't like that my border is this quote-unquote close.
System survey complete.
That one I can probably sit on for a while. We're going to keep looking out this direction. If I could just grab this one. Or, well, hold on, wait. If they're okay with me being that many jumps away, then maybe they'd be okay with me going here?
Construction complete.
So I could maybe grab this one.
Special project complete.
Planet side next. Locating the crash site on the mysterious probe was far more complicated than anticipated. Readings indicate that it didn't crash in a conventional way. This is the one that lands in our system. Conventional sense. However, the considerable velocity of the object landing the surface also rules out a normal landing. So what happened? It takes some time to take a closer look. Is that a situation I need to do? Oh, I'm getting a, hold on. Yeah, okay. So we've got an excavation site. So this is a, this is something that got added a little while ago. So I need to excavate. Our scientists have reached the impact site. The object, the gateway that crashed. Okay, it was no, okay, so I just read that. Okay, so I need to take my science vessel, which I just lost. There we go. And we're going to tell them to do the excavation site. We're juggling a lot of things right now. Okay.
Anomaly found.
Anomaly found. Leave it be for now. Oh, I guess I should read that. Faint traces of weapon radiation indicate an radiation indicative of military spaceship have been detected of Mong. Yep.
System survey complete.
Okay, hold on. Okay. Now, if we assume that's a race, then we want to come back here and look here and look here. We don't know where they are. Man, first civilization we come across is Fallen. What? Okay. Construction ship can't currently do anything else. So we're going to come back here and get ready to grab this. %50 habitability. But for me is 10? What? Oh wait, that's the wrong planet. Yeah, let's not do that. Alpine World. 50%. Shit. We do want to expand. That's gonna be really uncomfortable though. But 50% is in the median, like, yellow range. And it's... Yeah, I think I have to bite the bullet and do this while I have the resources to do it. This planet offers low habitability for the selected species. Colonization is possible, but all pops will suffer an increased upkeep and resource usage. You know what? No, let's see if we can make friends. If you can make friends with people, and if you can get a migration treaty with them, you can then create colonizing planets, or colonized ships, with your allied immigrant species friends. So that looks like where we're going to have to lean right now. I think I'm going to build another Corvette. We are unpaused and we are going as fast as we can. We are waiting on 75 influence to be able to get Jinlaw. And we have gotten some excavation progress. Initial reports from our excavation on Doran are both extraordinary and a bit unnerving. Analysis of the surface debris in the impact crater and its immediate surrounding reveal a surprise. Apparently the unknown object did neither break nor break upon impact. Somehow the object managed to pierce through the soil and is now resting deep in the ground. Further excavation is ready to begin. Keep digging. Alright, still going. Oh, construction ship. Okay. And we got some tradition going on. Let's increase our research alternatives and science level cap, though. Wait, hold on. Do we want to do expansion, maybe? Do we want to colony development speed? We might want to get that star-based influence cost reduced. Yeah, let's... You know what? We're going to diversify. This is sometimes dangerous, but, like... We're going to go over here to get expansion so that we can have an up on trying to, like... It'll keep us from getting an ascension perk sooner because you get ascension perks when you fill out one tradition tree. But...
System survey complete.
System survey complete. We are receiving a transmission from the Holy Havspalv Nation, which makes me think they're spiritualists and we're materialists, so that's not good. They appear to have successfully translated our language. Diplomatic channels are now open, and all hostilities between us have ceased for the moment. Hi, Birdie. Oh, I'm wrong! Oh, wait, no, I'm right. You're spiritualists, but you're fanatic xenophiles. That's cool. I bring greetings from the revered Elder Wings of Honeydew, the elected leader of the Holy Hasfab's nation. We believe in the right of all sapient beings to fulfill their individual spiritual needs, and trust that an enlightened species such as yourselves share in this sentiment. Well, that's really cool. Let's go with fellow Star Explorers. We salute you because it won't be materialist, which will be against your spiritualists. Cool, hi. How are you? Unpause, pause. Oh, okay. I feel a little bit better about my size. Don't take that out of context. Okay. So... Thanks, Cody. Alright, so here's what I'm thinking. I don't remember if we got the Nebula thing, but Demon's Maw, I think we could set up shop there, but we could also set up shop here. No, we actually do want to set up shop there. If we can get... Hello? They have a gateway. It's inactive, but they have a gateway. Actually, they have two gateway. What is this start? This is the weirdest thing. Okay, so we're going to try and get this system right here, which actually has 6 minerals in it, so it looks pretty good. But it's going to take us a good, very, very hot second to get there from here. We need 5 more influence to be able to get Jamal. So it's very likely they will be able to expand there before we get there, but we will see. We will see what is to be seen. And then our priority is going to be trying to get here or here before them. And neither looks likely. But we're going. And turn of the month. Click. Excavation progress. From Gateway sent. As the excavation project on Doran got closer to the object resting deep in the ground, our scientists started to experience strange phenomena. Hours were lost in the blink of an eye. New equipment suddenly breaking due to wear and tear. Areas cleared of debris and no one remembers how, and so on. The scientific community can offer no real explanation, but one theory is that the crashed object left some kind of temporal altering residue as it impaled the planet's crust. Keep digging. Let's see, Cody says, maybe make friends to establish that you can travel freely in their territory. Oh good, temporal anomaly. Yep. Okay. You right, Cody. Actually, I have 2 envoys. They are currently receptive. We can immediately form a non-aggression pact, which would be good. But let's improve relations. Let's send Sarah. That will improve relations. We don't want to necessarily not aggress them because we might want their shit. So let's have them offer us a non-aggression pact after we improve relations. I'm going to keep hold of the other diplomatic person in case we meet another race pretty quickly. Just in case. Oh, envoys. I believe because I'm charismatic I have 2 envoys. I believe you start the game with 1. Impressive structures on Zygar 2A's surface practically begging for some archaeological work. Once again, leave it be for now. Is that another curator? That's another curator. Cody, what do you think? Up or down as far as what direction we go from here? I think down will at least get us to another choke point. If I'm being totally honest.
Construction complete.
Let's check out what planet they've got. Desert world. Don't I have a very big desert world? I have a very big desert world, right? Desert world 23. Perfect. Hi. Excuse me. Can we get a migration treaty? We can't. But we're close to getting a migration treaty. Down's choke point seems safer. You reset from the other direction maybe later. Okay. Okay. So if we get a migration treaty with these guys, we will be able to get a colonization ship to go onto our size 23 desert world. So we want that. So let's form a commercial pact. What do you say? This will increase the value of both empires' trade networks. This will increase their trust in us by 0.25 each month up to a maximum of 50. It will cost us 0.25 influence each month. They will get 2.5 energy and we will get 3. So that actually seems pretty fair. Confirm. Let's see if they take us up on it. And little green check mark, they did. So, now we are further improving the relations. We want to get that migration treaty.
System survey complete.
System survey complete. Alright, cool. Let's see here. We got a while before we can do influence into the next system, so I'm going to take this construction ship and build all the mining things on this energy and this minerals. Wait, hold on. 2 6 minerals? 2 6 minerals. I was expecting that to be way more things.
Research complete.
Hey, look, we got a research. Oh, energy grid. Not terrible. Hey, look, survey speed. Kinda want that. Oh, flat research speed increase is good, but like... Wait, do we need to... Wait, hold on. Do we need to survey faster? Wormhole! And a tiny alpine world. There's a chance that this wormhole goes over here. But there's also a chance that both these wormholes go completely different places. But obviously, we want to claim the wormhole. If we can. Oh wait, survey speed. Man, we don't have a lot of physics research. We are getting a number of research stations. No, let's go. No, let's get the survey speed. Let's get that out of the way. The Gruner. The SIE Traveler crew are eager to report that they have uncovered the remains of an ancient spacefaring species on Bion Dazat B3, who appear to have inhabited this planet some 7 million years ago. While it is unclear why this species, who call themselves the Gruner, disappeared from the Bion Dazat system, our scientists have isolated a promising archaeological dig site on their planet. Perhaps further study will yield more clues. Curious. Well, Cody, you are correct that you can't expand to any system, put an outpost in it until you have surveyed it. But as you can see right now, our survey is way ahead of where we can claim a system because our influence is not counting up very fast. Having said that, it's about time for factions to start showing up, I think. Ooh. A Gaia world. It's small, but it's a Gaia world. Oh, we want this. Yeah, I'm having a lot of choking right now, actually. Like, I'm glad my food is increasing, but like, yeah, right now, and because we just did the commercial pact, we're down on influence each month, so that actually might have been dangerous. We're getting economy instead. But Gaia worlds are an ideal temperate world with a nitrogen-oxygen atmosphere and a resilient ecosystem, optimal conditions for all known higher life forms at different latitudes. So, a Gaia world is what it sounds like. It's 100% habitability for every type of race. It's not a big planet, and more importantly, when you click on it, it doesn't have a little bonus over here to the side that indicates that it's a holy planet, for example, because some Gaia worlds are, which means we shouldn't be stepping on, say, these guys' religion by claiming their holy world. So that's good. How close are we on that migration treaty?
Anomaly found.
12 away. Working on it. Anomaly found over here. A small rectangular object on the surface of this planet is deflecting all scanning beams like a mirror. Our sensors are unable to determine its material composition. We will leave that be for now. But yeah, influence is really the choke point. When we get factions, we'll be able to have influence with other factions, and we're working towards that. So the real question... Hold on. Let's jump here just by Explore System and see if we can see if this system connects to here. If this system doesn't connect to here, this becomes the choke point we want. Again, held back by influence. Don't forget your extension research places too. I'm not forgetting. Here, we're working on one. Mass extinction knocks this planet. Allegedly, this planet's flora and fauna choked on their own poisonous emissions, likely helped along by the release of reactive gases from beneath the planet's crust. A special project is issued to investigate the matter.
Situation log updated.
Wait, hold on. Did my situation log turn those off again? It did. Track on map. Okay. Wait, where's my science ship? Oh, it must be in transit. Okay. Ah, damn, that does connect. Wait, but it might not fully connect. So when that's done, I need you to go here, and we will see if this connects back into here one time or multiple times. In which case, we can go back to looking over here and seeing if there's another choke point. Because with 1x on the things, this should be built into choke points. Okay, our influence is kind of bad. Excavation progress. Our excavation team finally reached the final resting place for the unknown object that crashed on Doran. As it turns out, the object was of minor interest, being little more than a glorified cannonball, but the location quickly astonished the scientists. It was a huge chamber, hermetically sealed with no entry points other than the smashed hole in the ceiling where the object had come down. The walls were covered with strange translucent plates that our scientists are now eager to scrutinize further. Keep digging. So, the object wasn't the important part. That's what we're getting. These guys look like they're running up on habitable worlds.
Construction complete. Special project complete.
Mass extinction toxic, so we've investigated this one over here. The cracks in the planet's crust, first presumed to be the result of significant tectonic activity, are actually the lasting marks of impossibly large roots burrowing through the Earth. At some point in the distant past, a freak mutation, possibly deliberately induced by sapient beings, though it is unlikely they could have predicted the result, caused the native plant life to grow out of control. Many of these plants reproduce through pollination, with countless gametes carried by currents through the lower atmosphere. While this process was originally only caused for mild irritation, the exponential increase in atmosphere-borne particles effectively choked the life out of all animals on the planet in a matter of months. The important bit was what someone shot at through the gateway. Yes. The important part is them going, hey, look over here, with their cannonball. Construction ship, what are you doing? Anything? We're going this way. Oh, we got a research done. I missed that one. Okay, more engineering research. Good. Corvette speed, Corvette costs. I guess we're doing okay on minerals for right now. Not gonna lie, the potential story elements of this is fascinating. Man, and every free every free update, every expansion, every DLC adds more story content, and that's before you don't care about achievements and start adding cool mods that people put into the game, which I haven't done because I love achievements, but oh well, I really like achievements. I don't know if I love achievements, but reduce the cost of Corvettes? I think we're going to reduce the cost of Corvettes. Well, if I'm doing trade, though, I should get the basic strike craft. Not Corvettes. Speaking of which, let's build another Corvette. Gaia World 16. That ship is on the move. Ruined Sentry Away. At some point in galactic history, the Monokidar system evidently supported a vast orbital infrastructure of unusual proportions which has since been systematically demolished. There are large concentrations of debris in the geostationary orbits around most of the planet's bodies in the system, including several massive space station hulks. The largest of these is the colossal Sentry Array. Our initial scans suggest that when it was operational, this array was powerful enough to provide real-time sensory coverage of the entire galaxy. Wait. Yeah, that's a busted megastructure. If we were to repair this ruined Sentry Array, we would be able to see all of the readings throughout the entire galaxy. And it's got a Tomb World 16 here. So that's interesting. Hey, that does connect. I think we're getting really far ahead of ourselves, though. Let's prioritize... Let's prioritize these things. Technically, Cody, I don't have any warlike neighbors just yet. I have a Xenophile Spiritualist, and I have a just don't be near me. Which is not quite warlike, but I get your meaning.
System survey complete.
Daniel, seriously? There's Xenophile Fanatics, and you've played the game. You know it's bad. Archaeological site in our empire has been fully excavated. Alright, what do we got? The translucent plates covering the walls of the mysterious chamber found on Doran made little sense until one team member reached out and gently touched one. The room exploded as holographic glyphs appeared out of nowhere, row after row of glowing symbols hovering in midair. The symbols were deftly translated, and the purpose of the plates in the chamber became clear. They contain detailed blueprints of alien construction, a construction that would open the gateway. Fascinating. So now, the next time engineering research, I think it is, maybe it's physics research pops up, I'll be able to research gateway technology. However, it will take me forever to do, so I should probably put it off for a little while. But it's cool to have. You're very Quill 18 right now with what could possibly go wrong. Okay, let's see here. I want to go this way. I'm going to have to backlog a lot of these things. Didn't I have another... Wait, hold on. Where's the science vessel I'm missing? Oh, that science vessel is done. Okay. You need to go over here. Jutsa, dude, how can you play Stellaris without listening to the main anthem song? Do you guys not hear any of the music? Oh dear. Opening the gate. Recent archaeological uncoverings have revealed a way to build a construct that can briefly open the mysterious gateway and allow a science ship to pass through. Warning. This is a high-risk mission. There is no guarantee that either scientist or science ship will return from such a perilous journey. Prepare accordingly. I don't think there's a time limit on that, so...
Situation log updated.
There's not a time limit on that. I'm gonna put that off for now. Can I link a YouTube video? Can you say what it's about? I can't look at it right now, whatever it is. But... the song? Oh, wait. Did you mean Anthem with a capital A? Did you mean the game Anthem? Let's see here. Okay, I can almost claim this system, so I'm going to. Pretty soon. I got like 3 months on that. Oh, there's another planet. Alpine World 19, not bad.
Anomaly found.
I definitely want all these things if I can get to them. Another anomaly on Grindix 5. A large amount of ship debris can be found in orbit around this planet, possibly the remnants of some kind of massive fleet action. Which planet? Oh, over there. Leave it be for now. I play this song and replay each time I play Stellaris. Okay. I will check that out later. I'm enjoying having a conversation with everybody, including showing Cody the ropes of the game. Hey, I'm having an election. And 100 messages have showed up in Restream. Cool. Okay, we are going to reduce starbase cost. Which I don't think that's influenced to pop them, but it might be. It is 67. Perfect. We're doing that. We're going expansion. But thank you, Justud? Wait, hold on. The song title is Xenophobia? But I'm playing a xenophile! Like Cody said. As per our Alpha's mandate, our resource production has improved. Yes, that's it. Based on the previous leader setting up the economy so that I would have enough consumer goods, obviously I am the reason that there were awesome consumer goods. This is not relevant to modern American society at all. Alright, so let's see here. What is my next mandate? Energy infrastructure. Platform of constructing at least 2 additional generator districts. Generator districts? Oh dude, you may have run on the wrong thing. I don't have enough planets for that. I disagree. I want to enjoy the culture and deep company of any sapient race at all. Justin says, let's wipe out any life form that seems to be a threat. We'll serve them up a genocide they'll never forget, because if we miss a couple, they'll breed a couple more, and soon we'll all be hating twice as many more as before. That's not bad. That's not bad. That sounds like Latin is a language as dead as it can be. First it killed the Romans, and now it's killing me. Let's see here. I believe Imperium of Man basically has a group in this game, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, hold on. Towed asteroid. For some reason, someone has towed an asteroid into a stable orbit around Obsequic 1. The massive engines, sections, and braking thrusters can still be found on the surface, although they have long since been rendered inoperable. Whoever did this mined the asteroid for minerals, but the operations were seemingly abandoned after they had begun. Justin says, the song is my favorite. Oh, I see. I'm sure Cody has been a heretic sometimes. Yeah, I think saying he was going to produce energy districts is kind of a problem. Because I'm like, I don't see that happening. Okay. Build mining... build observation posts. Then build mining stations. Emperor protects Yo. I don't know about that. For a second there, I thought Cody said, I serve the Omni-Slash, but I misread that. He might actually serve the Omni-Slash, though. I don't know. Astronomers are confident that the asteroid belt in this system was once a habitable planet, torn asunder by unknown forces. A special project has been issued to study one of the major asteroids in the belt.
Situation log updated.
Okay, let's get on this. Research projects and system. Project has always been researched, then why is it still there? We're trying to prevent our mass extinction right now. Mass extinction, desolate planet. A planet in this system still wears the fossilized traces of a past ecology on its sleeve. Book it. Hold on. Hold on. I have to sneeze. Glad I caught that. Alright. Oops, I unmuted myself, right? Yes. Yes, I did. Okay, cool. I think Carl would agree with you, Justin. Let's see. What could turn a thriving biosphere into a blasted wasteland? A special project has been issued.
Situation log updated.
Well, let's figure it out. A disabled gateway? What is up with this galaxy? There shouldn't be this many things. Oh, there's 2 planets? A Gaia world and an Alpine world? And that one's also possibly not a holy planet. What in the world? Oh, let's see here. One of the original funders of this channel, Justin, is thinking of streaming his own painting of Warhammer 40k, so you might look out for that. Consider following? You know? Carl shows up in chat all the time. He might be in chat later. He's almost definitely working right now. Hey, look, we finally got factions. So, faction number 1. A new faction has recently been gaining traction on the internal political landscape of the Sexarlupian Interstellar Empire, led by blanked out name. That's still a bug. They call themselves the Committee of Technocratic Reform. Their members have been pushing hard for the advancement of the sciences. A disgruntled faction will be a source of trouble, but one that approves of the government actions could be useful. Also, a new faction has recently gained traction in the internal political landscape, but led by Alpha Dirum Hadtalad. They call themselves the Drumbeat of Victory Party. Their members have been pushing hard for us to assist our military dominance sorry, this font is still kind of small to me. Military dominance over the rest of the galaxy. A disgruntled faction will be a source of trouble, but one proved the whole thing. Okay. And then, led by Governor Lillian Knox, they call themselves the Xeno Freedom Organization. Their members have been pushing hard for friendly relations with alien species. And now, Cody, you'll see over here, I'm now getting plus 0.5, 0.5, and 0.2 from various factions that I've got. So that means that this influence up here will be going up more each month. Yes, the technocracy! They're clearly good, I guess. Clearly.
Special project complete.
Mass extinction from the asteroid. The asteroid is actually a chunk of what was once a habitable and probably inhabited planet. Regular but overlapping fracture patterns indicate that the planetary demolition was intentional and controlled, if somewhat rushed. All signs point to this planet being the homeworld of whatever species destroyed it. We may never know what drove them to consider planetary annihilation to be the lesser evil, and perhaps we should be grateful for that. They planet cracked their own planet? What the actual hell, guys? They planet cracked their own planet. The fudge. Well, that just seems like a bad idea. But who am I to judge? I just got to space. I'm afraid to bring my girls into the workroom because they'll just be asking if I'm an artist with all that paint. I mean, people who paint models are artists. They didn't make the models, necessarily. They may have. Maybe they wanted to find the cream filling? Ah, speaking to my Sexarlupian heart, Cody. Finding the cream filling. Okay. Where do we actually need to go? Let's see here. Get a good 3D printer and suddenly Warhammer becomes cheap? Yeah, I believe that's what Carl's doing. Okay. So I'm gonna survey this system, then I'm gonna survey this system, then I'm gonna leave that system. Because that one's more than a jump away. So I could claim these two systems if they're cool. If they're cool systems.
Special project complete.
And mass extinction barren. Life on the now barren planet was sadly doomed from the start. As if by some cruel stellar conspiracy, the dominant species on the planet barely had time to awaken to sapience and invent agriculture before, through unfortunate geological mechanisms, the Earth started turning sour. Samples from the lower soil strata and the fossilized remains of the creatures that once roamed the planet show that several vital minerals needed to rejuvenate the soil ended up, through their largely agricultural diet, in the endoskeletons of the native beings. Their bones were prone to fossilize rather than decay, and their very existence exhausted the fragile ecosystem they inhabited, leaving it permanently transformed in the wake of their passing. Wait, what? So their planet their planet farms got filled up with the bones of their bodies because they would fossilize rather than decay? That's fucked up. Hey, we did it! Study complete. While the research expedition often yielded unexpected results, Sexarlupian scientists now have access to an unprecedented wealth of data with which to accurately model the future of Sexar. Initial reports suggest that Sexar will be in no real danger for at least a dozen generations, save from freak cosmic events or the violent collapse of the Sexarian Interstellar Empire. We can ask, what else can we learn from these planets? Or the Sexarlupian people should be put at ease. If they're put at ease, we gain influence and unity. And what else can we learn? Oh man, what else can we learn? I like what else can we learn. I do like the influence, but it's... Let's get this. How close are we on these technology things? Pretty close. Let's see here. This one's for Gohan? Okay. They consumed the very needed elements, which then got stuck in their bones and never decayed to release it back to the planet. Yeah, okay. That makes double sense. I'm 5 months away from getting a research. Oh, somebody leveled up.
System survey complete.
How you doing, buddy? You've almost got the influence to grab a... Ooh. Go grab the checkpoint. Go grab the choke point. Choke. Choke him
Construction
out!
complete.
Choke him out! Quick! Is anybody building there yet? Nope. Okay, we're grabbing it. We are grabbing it.
Research complete.
Playing Sands of Time anyway, so you needed that? Perfect. I'd say it lasted longer than I expected given the rough start. I got you, bro. Alright. Society research. Oh, let's get the Off-World Trading Company. Yeah, let's start trying to save the economy. But are we in danger of anything else right now? No, I think we're good. We were worrying about food for a little while. Okay. Okay, let's... Hold on, let's check our ship designer. What the hell kind of ship design is that? I have a point defense? When did I get a point defense? You start with point defense now? That's okay for the moment. Okay, being that it's okay for the moment... Wait, hold on. How long before shit's cheaper? 8 months? Okay, in 8 months I will build like 2 Corvettes. Okay, they're probably gonna cut me off over there. Almost definitely, but I can try and grab here.
Construction complete.
Alright, you go there and wait for 67, which is gonna be a little bit of time. You'll come back here and grab that one. Okay. And you know, preemptively, just for the sake of argument, I can still only have 3 star bases? I can still only have 3 star bases. Well, this will be one of them.
Anomaly found. Growing
webs of unknown origin periodically illuminate the surface of Weir 7. Leave it be for now. Okay, construction ship is ready and waiting.
Research complete.
Alright. Planetary build speed wouldn't be bad. Afterburners would be good. Well, we've got a long distance to go, so actually having the increased sublight speed might be good. And we have the research to make it go faster, or we have the expertise to go faster. 4 months on survey speed. And also 4 months on being able to build this next thing.
System survey complete.
Hey, more moats.
System survey complete. Research complete.
Whoa, that's a neat system with 2 moats. Efforts to map the surface of the planet have identified a strange mountain formation in the southern hemisphere. It does not appear to have formed naturally. You know what? Go ahead and research that while you're out there. You should come... Well, hold on. Research anomalies. Then... Oh. Then survey this system. Alright. Man, this is so weird. We're basically going to have 2 neighbors, and that's it. Oh, I didn't see that tell me. Let's see. We don't really need energy right now. this will be good to have in the long run. For being able to have more powerful ships. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that was kind of my determining factor, Cody. So that it unlocks more. Oh, hello. Gigantic skeleton. What was previously thought to be assorted mountains in the southern hemisphere of Halvum 6 have been identified as the massive skeletal remains of a single colossal alien life form. The bones have been dated as 3.4 billion years old, but our scientists have ruled out that Halvum 6 could have supported life on that scale at any point in the planet's history. Science Officer Phyllis Olsen has prepared a special research project to further into this mystery.
Situation log updated.
Neat.
Handshake protocols activated.
Hey, handshake protocols! Oh, they want to form a research agreement. Sure. But you know what's more important than a research agreement, guys? Migration treaty. Give it to me. Migration treaty. You can sell because it's got the planet and the 3 arrows. Beautiful. Beautimus. Some of these planets have suddenly turned green, including this desert world, which I must go immediately claim. Well, not immediately. Which I must soon claim. We must see if we can get over here. But we will be colonizing a new world with that. Life Electric. Science Officer Sota Suzuki reports that Weir 7 is covered from pole to pole in a web-like network of electrical filaments. These networks respond to external stimuli. The SIE Remembrance experimented with sending a low-voltage pulse to the surface, which resulted in a wave of illumination that rippled through the network like a circuit board. Even more remarkably, the webs rearranged themselves. A second low-voltage pulse revealed that the filaments had been organized into a new pattern centered around where the previous pulse had contacted the surface of Weir 7. Sota Suzuki concludes that this discovery confirms his long-held theory that life can exist as almost purely electrical impulses independent of cellular or viral structure. Fascinating. So the thing is, the way I play is I try and get out to the choke points as I can, and then after getting out to the choke points, lock them down, and then backfill by going back and surveying all the previous systems, and then claiming the territory within. Because you do need a direct line from an existing starbase all the way back to your home base for trade purposes.
Handshake protocols activated.
Oh, we want a defensive pact. If either empire is attacked, the other will come automatically to their defense. I can't help you, dude. I'm sorry. I will decline politely. I'm sorry. What do we got here? Are we getting close on Empire Sprawl? I imagine we will be. Starbase upkeep reduced. New colonies start with an additional pop. Starbase upkeep. Well, I don't have starbases just yet. Or not like as a big deal. Empire Sprawl is going to be important, but probably not for a little while. Hold on, can we get more science? Yeah, you know what? Well... yeah, let's get alternatives. We're doing both of these at the same time right now.
Construction complete.
Demon's Maw has finished its starbase construction, which means I now have a trade route all the way from there to here, which goes through a lot, like 2 jumps of places that I don't own. So that's one of those backfill situations. There's going to be piracy there if I don't handle that. And there will be piracy because I can't handle that right now.
Construction complete.
Cool, got that one. Build that research station, come here and get ready to grab this Gaian world. During its survey of CCC-4-76-1. It sounds like where you'd find Metroids. The SIE Remembrance discovered the deposits of rare crystals. These crystals have properties that make... Yeah, you know what it says afterwards. Rare crystals. So we've discovered rare crystals. Cool. Does that mean we have almost every one of the rare materials in our expected potential empire? I think it does. We're getting close over here. I think they're going to grab it, but we need to at least get this one. Because there's a level 19 world, or a size 19 world.
Construction complete. Anomaly found.
Strong energy emissions of unknown origin make this asteroid stand out from the rest of its peers in the crowded asteroid field. Where is this? Yeah, sure, research that. Offer to form a non-aggression pact. Oh, wait, hold on. Timed out and declined. I'm sorry, that was a thing that was just sitting there from before. I'm not saying I want aggression. I'm saying I can't be brought into your aggression. Alright. Asteroid B4-3-34-TI is pockmarked with craters from weapon blasts and appears to have been used as a target range by someone roughly 2 millennia ago. Residual energy readings suggest they tested increasingly exotic weaponry, including subspace bombs and some kind of singularity generator. Our scientists would be interested in studying the unusual echoes from that remains. Cool. Man, that's gonna be a nice place. I'm not sure how this chat room is doing, because sometimes the restream thing, like, redoes, but, like... I hope you guys are having a good time.
System survey complete.
Ambor 4. There appears to be deliberately crafted structures on this planet's surface pointing towards a past long forgotten. Neat. Might as well research it while we're out there. Okay, we are currently waiting
System survey complete.
Getting 67 influence. Okay, that science vessel is done with what they're doing. Let's get these little ones. And then survey this system, and survey this system. I'd build another construction ship, but at this pace, I can only grab what colonies are near me.
Handshake protocols activated.
Man, I decline your non-aggression pact. We're friends, it's fine. I'm not gonna attack you, but like, I can't be... Wait, hold on. Non-aggression pact is... Hold on, let me see that again. We'll be unable to attack each other. Do I want that? Do I want to just... Yeah, maybe I want that. Yeah, I know, but the question is, Cody, if they end up being the only direction I can expand, I will have to break the pack at some point and go through them. That's the real question. Let me further improve relations, though. I won't be able to go through them anytime soon, so it would be a while. Well, hold on, and I forget, I think it costs influence? Yeah, it costs influence. That would be my main reason. It costs me a quarter influence right now. The fumes lie thick. The planet Ambor 4 is a toxic wasteland, but our scans unveiled that it has not always been so, and now extinct civilization seems to have destroyed its home planet via heavy reliance on climate-altering fuels and toxins. On a remote hill close to a major city, we found a lone active facility, a robot assembly plant, desolated and surrounded by military vehicles, so deteriorated they break upon touch. The facility is alien and mysterious, but could provide us with ample study material. A cautionary tale. Adds the Robotics Society modifier to Amber 4 with +6 engineering research. I don't know if it was called America. That might be a stretch. Let's research those anomalies. Let's research those anomalies. Construction ship, you're not quite at 67, but we're unpausing and we're getting there. 3 months. That's 1.
System survey complete.
Alright, any one of these 3 right here is a choke point. I can choke them here, I can choke them there, or I can preferably choke them there and then continue. That would be really cool if I could continue. Silicon life forms. Some kind of burrowing, silicon-based form of inhabitants, a vast network of tunnels beneath the barren surface of Thrad 7. As best we can tell, the creatures feed off rocks, and there is evidence to suggest they possess a rudimentary form of intelligence. Their tunneling efforts have shuffled large amounts of valuable minerals, to the surface. Yay, minerals! That sounds like a Star Trek episode. TOS.
Construction complete.
Alright, that's another construction complete. Waiting on 67 more, and while we're doing that, let's build mining stations. Are we close on okay, we're gonna need new jobs, quote-unquote, soon.
Research complete.
Another research, society research, get that bonus. Administrative capacity flat bonus, wouldn't be bad. Oh, having farms would be good. I think we're going to want population growth. Yeah, I think we're going to watch population growth. Because we're about to start finally colonizing planets, and we're going to want to grow up quicker. Because I think we're kind of actually behind. A microsingularity recently intersected Thrad 6A, passing straight through the core and emerging the other side of the moon. The encounter does not seem to have caused any permanent damage, but it has altered the energy output of the planetary core slightly in a way that defies our current scientific models. Further study may be warranted. Fascinating. 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 Whoa, what the hell? That was a loud noise. Translation software malfunction. It appears that a mischievous third party was able to hack into the translation software of our envoy to the Holy Haspal Nation, Sarah Kirsham, the envoy, so that her magnanimous platitudes instead became vicious insults that left none unscathed, not least the revered elder, who declared to be a vile chicken. Unfortunately, the malfunction was swiftly uncovered, and the Haspali took the incident with a sense of humor. Indeed, recordings of the inappropriate Sexarlupian envoy are circulating widely, causing much mirth among their people. A noble contribution to Haspav society. Their opinion of us changes by 25? I've never heard of that happening ever. Or as GDQ would say, that's never happened to me before. So, wait, is that plus 25 or like a flat increase of 25? Is that like a bonus I just have now? Rib tickling envoy, yeah. I just have I have a plus 25, which will decay one every year. It was a very dire sound. I agree, Cody. I was like, what has happened? But I believe, you see, one of the biggest calls to Stellaris over the many years that people have wanted has been diplomacy shenanigans, and especially like spies and stuff like that, right? And the last update gave us some really good diplomatic stuff that's going to come into play when we get to the Galactic's, like, actual Galactic Senate and stuff that we don't have yet. But everybody's hoping we're getting spies and stuff in the next expansion. And I agree. I badly want spies. Because that would make sense if that was a thing that happened to you because somebody else did it and not because of a random roll. That would be pretty cool. 96% done. With that one, okay, cool. Signs of battle. There's clear evidence that, and you can see why the number of times you read these things, like you might stop reading them later, but I'm assuming everybody's watching this for the first time on the channel, so I'm reading them. Cody says, oh, does that say you can have 4 space stations now, or am I looking at the wrong thing? Oh yeah, Cody. You can support more space stations based on, like, something to do with population and number of systems you've grabbed. I think it's number of systems you've grabbed. And, so that's good. So that allows me to have more choke points. Let's see here. There is a clear evidence that a massive space station took battle in close orbit to Gindix 5 at some point in the last 5,000 years. The surface on one side of the planet is pockmarked with craters from stray blasts, and scans from the SIE Traveler have picked up several hulks on the ground. Though these wrecked ships are all in very poor condition, the fact that anything remains at all of the damage they must have sustained is a testament to their advanced design. Science Officer Zulu is preparing an expedition to sift through the derelict hulls for any viable technologies. Hey, we have a special project on Mount Graveyard Expedition.
Situation log updated.
Cool. Let's see here. We've got 400 alloy, so let's go ahead and build ourselves... Oh, actually, hold on. Well, we're friendly with those guys, so let's just keep building up our actual
Special
military
project complete.
force. Oh, we've completed the special project. Our continued studies of the massive skeletal remains on Halvum 6 have managed to shed some light on how the creature ended up on the planet. There are very faint residual energy readings that indicate some kind of dimensional portal existed briefly towards the rear of the skeleton. Science Officer Phyllis Olsen theorizes that the creature passed through this gateway from another dimension, only to quickly perish in the hostile environment of Halvum 6. Why it did this and where it came from are questions that may never be answered. Astounding. She gains experience, and we get physics research. Damn, girl, you found some shit out. Alright. The ambassador is going to go research the gateway. Other dimensions, is that a thing in Stellaris? It is not a thing that gives you additional galaxy maps, but it is a thing, Cody. It is a thing. Think of this like playing Star Trek from the like perspective of the overarching Federation control, and not necessarily from like ship to ship. Obviously not ship to ship. Like, yeah, there's dimensional shenanigans stories happening. There's some crazy things that can happen to your game. A little bit with a whiff of roguelike in that regard. Okay, what are you at? Okay, you need to get prepared to go over here. I'm gonna send that level 4 scientist through the wormhole.
Research complete.
Or through the gateway and hope for the best. Oh, unknown contact. The SIE Remembrance crew has returned from their research mission visibly shaken. They provide vague, often conflicting reports of what they encountered on Jumlof 2, though in one matter they are all united. The still-flowing sea that wraps the pole to pole around the planet is somehow alive. Though it bears no organs or corporeality we can identify, the planetary ocean seems to communicate with frequencies that affect the brain activity of the recipients. It is able to induce thoughts, images, emotions, and what is more, affects each individual differently. It is entirely unknown what effects prolonged contact with the sea might have, or how safe such an endeavor would be. Science Officer Solo Suzuki requests that a planetary decision to study the strange sea be enacted on Jumel 2. We will consider it, which will get us society, or we don't have time for this, which will also get us society? Begins the unknown contact event chain. Oh, we will consider it.
Situation log updated.
Can you imagine having a good old time with an ocean of a planet? That sounds great. Let's do that. New research, by the way. These are some good choices. I actually can't quite decide. But this will lead to more research, and will get us more minerals from mineral jobs. But we could have better armor on our ships. And that might actually be the better... Well, no, actually, we're going to need more... We're actually going to need more minerals because we need more alloys. And you have to have minerals to make alloys. So let's go with the one that'll get us more research stuff. Do any of my current situation logs have a time limit? No, they just need ships present. Guys, I'm still reading. Okay, the SIE Remembrance crew has succeeded in isolating a signal embedded within the unusual pattern of interference in Jumel's system. The signal is a song, a complex sonification of an advanced mathematical equation, to be precise, and one that Science Officer Sota Suzuki cannot seem to get out of their head. Who or what may have composed this song remains unknown, though its complexity infers an incredible level of technological sophistication regarding subspace harmonics. The signal's geodesics suggests a point of origin from outside the galaxy. Dangerous. Hey, there's a link in the chat right now for a poll for what game I'm going to be playing after Watch Dogs Legion, a game I finished yesterday. Story-wise, I finished yesterday. I didn't complete, I finished. Two different things. And so if you want to vote in that, I will probably begin playing whatever games are voted for there next month. So just putting that out there. Let's see here. Okay. So that's happening. Idic Monolithic. Igor 2A is uninhabited and indeed uninhabitable, but not unvisited. Its surface is littered with tall cenotaphs carved from some mineral not native to the planet, evidently placed here by some artistically inclined spacefaring race. The monolith's flowing lines deftly chart a history so fantastical it must surely be fictional. Surely. Image them for the archives. See, the reason you want to do all these science research things is because you get these either like pops of additional research progress, or because you reveal new resources, as I have done over here. But, like, progressively speaking, I always try and get enough territory so that I have more stuff to like hold on to and have planets and stuff, which is why I'm still trying to make progress towards being able to like land grab over here. Oh, hi guys. Our agreement signed giving you access to our databanks has run its course. Would you like to extend for another 10 years, or would you researchers no longer require the information? You know what? We got 1,000. Let's do it. It was really good to have you guys. Really good.
Construction complete.
That sucker has 8 trade in it. On the opposite side of things, if I grab this choke point, and there ends up being another angry race over, like an actual mean race over here, it would actually not be good for me to be between the two of them. So I don't know if I want to let that slide. I might want to let that slide. What do you think, chat? Do I want to just stop here and cut off?
System survey complete.
We have received a communique from a previously unknown spacefaring empire. This might actually answer this question. That call themselves the Darhesh Combine. They claim to have learned of our existence by listening on the communication of another empire we are in contact with. Hi. Oh man, xenophobe fanatical militarists. Alien creatures, I speak on behalf of the Grand Marshal Penny Maltaborn, the undisputed ruler of Darhesh Combine. Respect our borders and keep out of Darhesh's affairs, and perhaps our mighty fleets will refrain from visiting your wretched worlds. We will not be held back, dude. Alright. Oh, geez. Oh, you're up there. Okay, that makes an interesting wrinkle. Because if I do grab this next area, these guys are pincered in. Excluding that they have gateways. That's the whole thing, Cody. You learn how to play, but then you gotta, like, learn to, like, matrix dodge with, like, what comes at you. So it's like, wait, new variable. There is a culture right here. And you're like, oh, okay, whoa, wait. Let me reevaluate. So, here's the thing. To put it another way, there are two ways for us to currently expand. We can grab this system and start going this way, or we can try and also grab this system and go this direction. This is going to require a decent but not insurmountable amount of influence. I think it costs both jumps, so it'd be like 150 or something to grab this one. Same as grabbing that one. What is that? No, it's a level 11, it's a size 11 tropical world. This has wormhole, so there's that. That would definitely be good. Okay, so you think I should stop at Grindix and just set up a space station and then go over here to just try and grab out here? Because we don't know. There could be an entire culture over here that we don't even see right now. This science vessel is about to go through the gateway, so that also might change things up again. Yeah, the only other thing is that this has moats. You know what? I know how I play. I want this if I can get it. That's my thing right now. I want that if I can get it. Once you have gateways, the bigger picture is more important to you. That's true. We got a bunch of crazy things and wormholes and shit. Oh, speaking of wormholes. Oh, shit. I forgot about this research thing. Currently, we are set up passive observation, which is getting us 8 society every turn, but we could go for aggressive observation, and we could go for indoctrination. Indoctrination, through subtle influencing of their society and culture, the natives can be brought around to our way of thinking. Do we actually know what their way of thinking is? Wow, you guys have a big planet. Urban dwelling, primitive life form. Okay. Because you gotta keep in mind, right? These guys will keep progressing. And they're at which age? They were at, like... They have airplanes and shit, right? So they're almost space travel. So at some point, if we can't... We need to, like, make sure they're gonna become a part of our culture. I might want to indoctrinate them. How much does that cost? This mission will make the natives adopt our governing ethics over time. They're machine age. It only costs 3 energy. let's start making relations. Oh, but my favorite, right? My favorite is covert infiltration. Once you get the ability to genetically manipulate your culture, one of your options is to do like you do on Star Trek and make yourself look like them, go down on their planet and like rig things from behind. Which is cool. Oh, hold on. Where did I get that influence from? Let's do this. Alright, grabbing Grindix. We'll see if we can get Jinka. We'll see if we can get it. And if not, that's fine. Away missions which totally don't break the Prime Directive. I don't have a Prime Directive. My Prime Directive is to meet and greet and make happy complete with every possible species in the galaxy. Every sapient species in the galaxy. Make the happy. Wait, what? Oh, I was already doing that. Let's look at this. Okay. So if you zoom in on this star, there isn't a little holographic doodad up here that indicates that this culture here is currently trying to grab the system. So if we can get there before them, like they are not currently building an expansion there. And they can always maybe go here. These guys have one planet. You're belligerent? Belligerent? Whoa, what? Overwhelming. Oh, what? Wait, hold on. Were they an advanced start? They might have been an advanced start, but then they should have 3 planets. Why are they overwhelming fleet power and superior economy? Their Empire sprawl is outpacing mine. Their diplomatic weight's really good. Yeah, isolationist. Building and district cost reduction. They have functional architecture and cutthroat politics. Yeah, I expect these guys are going to be going to war at some point. So I'm glad I'm not in a defensive pact.
Special project complete.
Special project complete. The team under Science Officer Zulu has finished their expedition on Grindix 5 and returned to the SIE Traveler. Sadly, the wrecked starship on the surface was too badly damaged to recover any useful technologies. Fuck. These vessels were clearly very advanced, however, and we could gain valuable engineering insight if we analyzed the way they were designed. We should consider the construction of a permanent science outpost in orbit. Whoops, I forgot to read what that said. Oh, but Zulu leveled up. Oh, so there is an engineering. Okay, so cool. Engineering. Alright, I need to pause at 67. Science vessel over here is done. Out of curiosity, I guess, go survey this system. Because maybe we can keep going that way.
Research complete.
Leader experience gain would be good. Yeah, let's go leader experience gain and leader level cap increase. Oh, they grabbed it. Alright, that problem is solved. And we got population growth increase. Let's go for off-world trading. We'll be needing that soon enough. Alright, we abandon. We're not doing that anymore. We're gonna backfill and then we're gonna press forward. Move here. Over here, we're going to make a new construction ship. Oh wait, hold on. What we actually need to do is come to here and create all these research stations, create all these mining stations. Did anybody else hear that? Was that just me? Alright, we will... Alright, Cody, we will definitely try and do that. But right now what I want to do is I want to get Inagor. Inagor has a level 23 size world that we can inhabit with this species over here's population. We receive a weak signal from the surface of the moon. The source appears to be some kind of tracking beacon? Where is this? Research it, because I'm level 4 and that's an easy. We're going to try and expand to this planet by getting it inside. And besides, we need to, for like trade, we need to do this anyway, so. A small short-range transmitter has been located on the surface of Achikavishan B1A. It appears to be an ancient survey marker placed here eons ago to mark a large deposit of precious metals. The miners it was meant for evidently never arrived, as the deposit is still here. Cool. Wow, that's a 10 thing. Okay, cool. Okay, we're going to take this construction ship, and we're going to build an outpost here. And at the same time, we're going to go to Helios Station, we're going to make a colony ship, prepared for a desert world, and start building it right away. So we can fly it in when we're done. And that will be pretty cool. How are we doing on all this technology, by the way? Special Project Gateway can't... Oh, shit.
System survey complete.
Okay, we have encountered some form of alien vessel at Avalam... What? Where are you going? Avalam system. These strange objects have been flagged as ETA aliens until we can learn more about them. We should proceed with caution. Whoa, what? Hey, good news, friends. We're just gonna back away. We're gonna assume friendship. Nothing ever came bad from assuming friendship. Wait, actually, we're not gonna back away because we got nothing to back away to. We've done almost all the research back here. Where's my science vessel that's over here? Where's my... There's my science vessel. Alright, let's research those anomalies. Let's research those anomalies. We'll start pressing that direction. We're gonna bring these guys back, because that's another culture right there. Like, that is clearly another spacefaring race. And it's not Marauders, because Marauders will be very high level, and we would notice that. So, they're not the Marauders, which is good. Then we can start doing some excavation. Oh, hello. When did you get... Excuse me, pardon me. Wait, which one is this? Oh wait, I don't have any... Man, I got a lot of engineers, but I don't have anybody who's good with that, so we're just way up there. Okay. Oh, got the reactor. Cool. Let's get the base research speed done so we can research everything a little faster. I really would like to get the next level of star bases, if I could. And we're almost done with this, colony ship.
Construction complete.
So what's your end goal here? I remember you mentioned it had something to do with crisis or some such. Alright, hold that thought. We have encountered some form of alien vessels at Thrad system. These strange objects have been flagged as Theta aliens. Wait, Thrad? Haven't I been at... Wait, what? Hello, alien vessels. They came through the wormhole. Hi, how are you? Are we friends now? Unpause. Hi?
Construction complete.
What? Adnorian societal shift. We are seeing a definite movement towards a more militaristic society by various Adnorian governments. Their standing military forces, such as they are, have become more professional in nature. They will thank us one day. Great, so we're influencing the militarists rather than influencing them xenophile. But okay, that's fine. Everything is fine. Everything is awesome. Okay. So we've got a colony ship ready. Colonize this desert world with this ship that we just finished making. Oh wait, what is this thing? Amenities from jobs, cool. I will name this location Asgore. On Inigor 2, which will become Asgore. Alright, cool, we're gonna colonize a planet finally. Jeez, forever. Next priority is going to be moving here to set up the trade. So, wait, Ginux? Ginux is a problem? Where's Ginux? Ginux over here. Ginux's trade route gets trouble in Mudstrom. So yeah, I need to claim Mudstrom to solidify the trade route. And then I need to grab this location so I can get this guy in world. And since shit's coming through this wormhole... Did I make this a starbase? I thought I did. No, I didn't. But I feel like I should. That's a tough one. We're going to hold on to that for a second. Because now what I've mainly got to be concerned with is these guys up here plowing through these guys and coming at me. That's my biggest concern right now. Long-term strategy-wise, it's my biggest concern anyway. Ooh, I'm about to be out of jobs. Wait, no. Yeah, I'm about to be out of jobs. Well, let's have some consumer goods. No? Let's have some alloys. Yeah, let's have some alloys. Have an alloy factory. It'll be good. It'll be good, it'll be good, it'll be good. Oh wait, hold on. Did I get the gene therapy plant? I think I did, didn't I? No, not yet. Alright. Oh, hey guys. Yoink! Alien spacecraft. A badly damaged military vessel bearing elaborate alien insignia circles Mong. The ship has suffered a heavy incendiary attack and which melted its hull, leaving no survivors aboard. No weapons known to us today can produce temperatures high enough to cause such an effect. Perhaps the ship's logs may shed some light on its violent end. Examine the logs? Where's this? Oh, way out here. Examine the logs. Hey, what are you guys doing? You guys just hanging out? I definitely want to research those Edda aliens. But I don't think... I think if they were violent, I'd know already, so...
Special project complete.
The waiting game. So this is our science vessel who was looking into the gateway. The assembled construction was finally activated. Lightning bolts shot out from the massive device and licked the slumbering gateway, making it power up. Suddenly, the gateway's distinguishing energy pulse erupted, and an ethereal, glowing orb filled the gateway. The prepared science ship immediately accelerated into the glowing expanse and vanished. Momentarily afterwards, the gateway instantly powered down and returned to a state of silent majesty. Now we wait. Alright, everybody. So it has become January of 2219. It is 7 p.m. in which stream would normally end, but it's not going to. I am, however, going to end the recording here for YouTube. So for everybody who's watching on YouTube, that's a cliffhanger for you. Let's see here. I want to remind everybody that I currently stream Sunday, Monday, Thursday, Friday from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and Eastern Daylight Time, I should say. And sometimes I go longer, like I'm going to today. So tune in. Twitch.tv/HunterMun if you are watching this later on YouTube. And to those watching it on YouTube, I thank you for watching. And everybody, I thank you for watching. This has been Improvision Entertainment Presents Stellaris. I have been HunterMun, and I will see you in the future. Have a good one.